In that time before freeze frames, when you just had to like...
When I watch fitness videos on YouTube, sometimes
you don't work out.
No, just for fun with a bucket of popcorn. Sometimes they have great they forget to edit out the beginning where they're posing for their thumbnail, and so you literally just get them going like, and then there's a comment inevitably, like the top comment is them, they've pinned it, and they're like, yes, I realize I didn't trim out the beginning of the video, but I thought it was funny, so I left it.
That's really... But
it's just...
I don't understand. Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess you would record yourself doing that.
Yeah,
in the
and then
middle.
then you can pull the freeze frame, and use it for your YouTube thumbnail.
I love that you would then just forget.
Yeah.
Like, you wouldn't have like a marker to be like, video starts here or whatever.
Yep.
That's amazing.
I appreciate that this is how you're choosing to open and not following the conversation we were having immediately before the time.
I wanted to give you time to think about it.
Oh.
Have
Okay.
you
Do you
thought
want
about it?
to just tell the people?
I was asking John which of his NPCs of all campaigns that we've all done together, he thinks he would have the most fun with in an amorous bedroom capacity.
Amorous bedroom capacity? Always
According
know your ABCs.
Well, there's the most fun with, and then there's the one I'm most attracted to. That might be a different.
All right, you may separate them. If
Well,
you
here's
wish.
the thing. I don't really find my own characters sexually attractive. Like, I don't fantasize about my own characters just because they're characters that I play and that I originated.
Yeah.
It feels strange. Kung Fu Fenders, Liz wants to know which one of my NPCs I'd fuck. If we're... Is that fair to say?
I was trying to water it down a little bit for our podcast listeners. Hi, podcast listeners.
Hi, podcast listeners. There's no Kate, so apparently it's down to who I'd fuck among my own NPCs.
We are waiting. Yes, John has now signed himself up to give 2 answers rather than 1, so we can't wait to see how this turns out.
Ergon, I feel like if I tried to fuck Heartstring, that would just bifurcate me, and I don't want that.
Sorry. Oh, I just had a complete... non-conscious physical response to that. Oh my god.
Twang.
As someone who has received
Excuse me?
very minor archery-related injuries, like very, very minor, just like, ew, that hurts. I wouldn't want that. Yeah.
So,
you understand.
It's an interesting question. If I go back through a bunch of them, man, I don't fucking know.
Well, I really hate to be this person, but you brought it up again in stream, John, so...
Well, I needed something to say to vamp.
We were vamping about, oh god, what...
It's not
you could say it's Flea.
Come on! I was going to say Sister Flex, for sure.
Prepare.
Prepare to receive the payload!
It's fine.
The thing is, Flea is described as female in the book.
That's right.
Not W5. Flea doesn't appear in W5 in previous books. Flea is referred to using she, her pronouns. And sadly, I am pretty straight. So I'd have to think. Well, okay. Kate has been fond of saying.
Sophia, 100%. I think she'd be really good. Sorry.
Done.
Kate has been fond of saying that she wishes that she had made Patches bi, because then it opens up the dating pool. To which I am like, yes, you could have, but she had decided that Patches was straight.
I remember.
It's not that I'm not prideful. It's that I'm not. I just am. But it's more like if I was bi, there'd be a wider pool to choose from, wouldn't there?
It's true, Louis. When you notch your bedpost enough, it just becomes a stump. Do you know what I mean?
I'm going to remove one consideration though. I'm going to remove the idea of a character using a supernatural power.
Oh yeah.
To directly affect my brain.
Oh
yeah.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Because, like, there are certain exalted who have charms that can basically be like, and it was the best sex you've ever had in your life, and you're like
okay,
I guess so.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
At least that is true. The one who I think I would have the most fun with? God.
Weirdness. Yes, 100%.
Would it take the pressure off to say this isn't canon?
And would
definitely not canon.
We'll also
Okay,
give
great.
you the option. Would you like to answer during Fancy Corner? We can give you the whole session to think about
No, because I'll have to be thinking about it. Well, you'll be trying to play, and you'll be like focusing on it, and I'll be like, Starlight Dove? No. Velvet? No. What am I doing? It's probably Kyoko.
it. Yeah, fabulous answer.
It's probably Kyoko.
Very cool.
And the Kyoko, I think, would be the one who would be the most interested in trying to get what I wanted out of it.
Put on luck. I love it.
You can you can make the
why
move
not?
pull that too if you want. My guess would have been Kyoko, but there's lots that I could potentially choose from.
There was a question earlier, John, as well, if I can redirect us back to
You always
Werewolf
can.
for a quick second. There was a question from Ellie Spot earlier, which is it too late to get in suggestions for Dante dreams? Hashtag.
No, it is
Yeah,
not.
like no, that. Yeah, yeah.
If you were paying attention to the Discord,
You should be.
Dante recently petitioned 2 spirits for 2 separate gifts, which we'll get to when we spend experience. But Shimonage, do you want to say what the Shimonage was for Mindspeak?
Yes. The Shimonage that was requested and or offered to Dream Spirit from Dante for the gift of Mindspeak was that over the coming 7 days, from the time that scene took place, Dante would dream. And he would need to bring one of these dreams to fruition, to reality, bring it into the real world, make it come true in another way.
I think that you're a good enough theurge to understand that you don't have to like have it come to fruition 100%, but there has to be a very solid attempt made for the general gist of the dream to happen. So if the dream was, for instance, for you to fly, you might have to go and visit one of those like, you know, like those indoor skydiving areas or whatever, so that you could experience the power of flight or whatever. However,
That'd be nice.
I am taking suggestions from people who have any to send them to me directly. The first 7 that I get, which are plausible, those are the dreams that Dante will have, and he will have to pick one of them.
Incredible.
Or have to repetition for the gift.
Oh no.
'Cause
Yeah,
it's
that
taking
that
it.
makes sense, right?
So
That's all right.
I have had 2 out of the 7 so far. So and repeats I will accept. If somebody says the same thing as somebody else, then you just dream of that more than once.
Erwin, what do you want Dante to do with that?
Well, that's what she erased it.
Oh, right, sure.
I have one suggestion.
Very good. Oh man. Yep. There we go. Oh, I did have something else to say, which is y'all may notice out there in the chat, but those on podcast may have also noticed a missing bit of our group. We are down 1 Kate today.
It's true. If you were audio only, you'd be like,
It'd be
why
like,
isn't
it's
Kate
weird.
said
Kate's really
anything?
quiet. We are down a Kate today because she's working, and that's great.
Not driving a bus.
Not literally driving a bus.
This needs to be.
Oh, Ellie Spot, my phone buzzed. I checked it. We'll talk.
Oh no.
Yay. Ellie Spot's very creative too, so
I-
get excited.
I know.
Yeah,
God
Kate actually
fucking
is
damn
just
it.
wearing a turquoise shirt.
So good.
Has it over her head.
Can you imagine? Sorry, an hour and a half into stream, someone just does this and like appears out of the curtain behind.
I'd pee my pants.
I would too. But yeah, it's yeah, it is, Aragorn, exactly. But we make do. We're gonna have fun anyway. I hope everyone's along for the ride.
I mean, look, the deal is Kate is not driving the bus. She is working. So we're very glad that she's off doing what she hopes for. Better hope that you text me. Damn, Aragorn is coming out strong. But of course, it is the day that we celebrate our superb owl.
Do you salute? Yeah,
You can salute.
I think we do.
You know, why don't we just answer that question right away then, shall we? Let's make it simple. Did you spend experience between last session and this session? 3, 2, 1.
Just checking.
I just did. That's why I stole your paper.
Right, sure. Okay. Oh, bye, Bluey. Bye, Aragwen. Okay, well, enjoy your Super Bowl. Go straight to... What? Aragwen, you can't get split. Damn it. It only works if there's only one of you being angry at me. It's not cool. And there's 2 of you. Oh, that's sad. I will say I didn't spend experience. However, the downtime sessions that you can go look at our Discord in #MBM downtime sessions were 4 gifts that I had already purchased. Although I do have some very cool things on my to-buy list. But I did not spend experience this week. What about you?
I bought athletics too.
Nice. Have you been going climbing with Dante?
I think it's from
From what?
being intimate with Jennifer Slade,
I don't
probably.
understand what that has to do with athletics.
I'm not
Can you paint me a
entirely sure
picture?
what that has to do with
Yeah,
athletics
can you paint me a picture?
Yeah, I'll draw you one. I'll do one sec. Look like
Flavian, can we get a...
Flipian diagrams.
Can
we get that?
that diagram again?
I'm gonna need 2C. Thank you. Yeah.
Find that lady like a tree. Oh my god. Thanks, Flower. Cheers.
I mean, I'm very happy for you to buy athletics. I just don't know how, like, particularly athletic positions. Anything for Gaia.
Gaia just sitting up there somewhere, just being
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, okay, all right.
Also, probably from their actual fight, where I realized how bad her dodging ability is.
See, that makes a bit more sense as opposed to like Gaia.
Whoa, whoa! I thought someone had highlighted chat for a second. Gil! Absolute unit. Thank you so much. Oh my god, look at all these wonderful folks. Thank you so much. Thank God. How did we make a dent in the wall that high? That's a good question.
Athletics.
Athletics.
I mean, thank you. I will say that it's very appreciated. I will also say that, if nothing else, I'm glad that you're buying off athletics. If it means that you can dodge more effectively, that's helpful. Or if you have a safe word now that you use for Gaia.
The safe word is Gaia.
Oh, okay.
No, because what if
come
you're
on.
just like, oh, Gaia, and then everyone stops because, like, you know, you're just you're in it, you're in the moment, you say things like that. It causes some confusion, which is why we have safety cards.
Hey!
You don't have safety cards. We'll get to your options in a second, but we use these so that we can play to our maximum ability while keeping ourselves safe. The play card, also known as the green card, means if I'm showing this, I'm totally okay. No matter how much I look like I'm not, I am enthusiastically consenting to continue to play. The pause card, or the yellow card, means if I'm holding this up, I need play to pause for a moment and everyone should pay attention to me. I have something that I need to communicate out of character. When I put it down, play can continue. The stop card, also known as the red card, means I am no longer okay to keep playing. If this happens on stream, we might go to a be right back screen and we'll talk it out. We'll only continue play until everyone at the table feels comfortable to continue. As I said, you don't have cards. You do have options, however. You can always whisper RPGClinic. We'll be able to see it on our screens. You can also whisper one of our moderators. Today we have Aragwen and Kung Fu Fenris in, who will both be glad to listen to what you have to say. But no matter what, you always have the option of leaving stream or closing the chat. We don't want to see you go. We do want you to take care of yourself.
Thank you very much.
Excellent.
I've done this a couple of times.
Yeah. And yeah, I still think it's valid to do every time, both to remind everybody of, to normalize the work, but also for anyone, if this is your first session, you've been using these tools for a while, and they work.
And it's
great.
also part of our ritual, too. I think it helps us ease into the game itself.
right.
You can also actually, on Drive-Thru RPG and on Make Playing Cards, you can order these versions of the cards that we've developed. You don't have to. You can download them from our website. It's available. You can just print them out yourselves. But those are available if you want like fancy ones, like these ones, which are made of plastic, which is always fun.
I've always loved this track. I mean, some of these tracks are just, they warm my heart from having heard them many times. It's great.
Might be worth running the audience safety info slide a few times throughout the stream.
Oh.
Interesting. We would have to remember to push the button.
Yeah. Laminator.
We do have a laminator here. I don't know if we've used it.
Do you have one?
Like, we have one here.
Yeah. So you must also have a bunch of, like, I guess, that sheets of that
Yeah.
stuff.
I used to love laminating things back when I worked in the library when I was 14.
Most Interesting Critter says, my group did. We printed them out, put them in color-coded card sleeves with a magic card for weight. They look and feel good.
Magic card for weight is a
Yes.
good way of doing it.
That makes us
Hell yeah.
very, very happy, Critter.
Critter, you are the most interesting critter today. Congratulations. I'm thrilled for you. Thank you.
Is there really any competition?
I don't think so. Ah, shucks. Ah, jeez. Oh, no, I'm blushing.
Do you have any questions before we begin?
No.
What happened last session?
Oh, shit.
What the fuck is going on?
One last dash led the pack through the Umbra and brought them straight to Stag. The Heartwarden's spirit was convinced to let the pack become a part of Weathered Storm's oath after Troian told him there was a traitor in their midst. Stag demanded the traitor be brought to him, alive, or Sky would suffer the consequences. For her part, Sky recognized that Weathered Storm had been focused outwards far too long. She planned to challenge Cleves the Lie, but only after the pack got to the bottom of the corruption. The pack found their way to a home in Point Claire, the one Juan Kim had given up protecting. Inside, a cornered Code 902 tried to escape, but was put in his place. He had been using his time to track any percent's data, but more egregiously, to bake pies. With the revelation that Peter and Juan were involved in a secret relationship for over a year, the pack had to decide how much he could be trusted.
Oh, that wasn't a gag reflex.
Oh, no. Raspberry.
Oh my god.
What?
It was a savory pie of some kind. It was chicken pot pie, from what I recall.
Yeah.
Although I will say, Flower, I didn't write that down. I just wrote pies! Exclamation point. Oh, boy.
You'll never know what I said either. I guess technically somebody might be able to read my lips.
Definitely.
But I wasn't facing the camera when I said it because I was...
Yeah, but we could still...
Roll
you
the
said
tape.
something there. I think I could have...
Get one of those
Not
reading
read it.
experts in.
If somebody, you know what? If somebody messages me saying what I wrote, bonus points to you.
Oh, there you go. You get to do
Even
two
more
Dante
points if you like do one of those bad dubs of what we're saying
Punch
during
a fish. Why would you do that?
You kicked a fish. Kicked a fish? Punched a
Punched a
fish.
fish, I think.
Punched a fish.
Would you do
Why
that?
would you hit it?
Why would you hit it?
Yes, we could make it so that it repeats automatically. It is something that we can look into. The main problem is that if we do that, we also have to make sure that if I push a button to show something on screen, it doesn't screw it up.
Yeah.
We're running with OBS tech here. We do what we can. Although our tech is still pretty baller.
Banging.
It really is.
Speaking of banging, shall we get going?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Why do I do this to myself?
Gotta do something.
I've been betrayed. It always seems when I say it that way, it just sounds so over dramatic, right? Like I've I trusted somebody, and then they betrayed that trust. And so therefore they have betrayed me. But it's not like I was betrayed. It's not like trade secrets got out. It's not like, the social political situation in Guam has changed as a result of this. No, somebody took advantage of my trust in them to do something that directly harmed me. But I've also had somebody who betrayed me then ask for my forgiveness, wanting things to return to the way they once were. And that's different. We're told constantly that we're supposed to turn the other cheek, that we're supposed to seek the ability to forgive within ourselves. And yet, the reason why betrayal stings is because it's dangerous. It's part of the body's mechanism to defend itself. We don't like being betrayed because it could lead to danger. But what happens when there aren't that many people left? And you need all the allies you can get. And you're not sure who is actually the traitor. Might mean that you have to make some difficult decisions. We'll see what you can come up with. We previously discussed that Macros leaves immediately in order to retrieve the hardware that Code 902 was using to tap into any percent's network, which is why Macros is not available right now. Sure, we'll kill her cell phone too. And you don't have to give mine anymore.
Things, fuck! What do you mean? Cell phone. That's funny.
But otherwise, you are still in Point Claire, but driving out of it. Now on the 20, I assume, heading back downtown.
Yeah.
You want to describe where you are?
So Troian is driving her Volkswagen Passat, and she's got a scowl on her face. Every so often, her eyes flick to the rear view mirror, looking at Peter, and then glancing at Dante, and just like shaking her head.
Dante's in the passenger seat. He's got a bag of peas, frozen peas. That's important. Pressed up against the side of his face, where he's got a shiner, which will obviously heal quite rapidly.
Peter is in the back seat. He's resolutely staring out the side window, doing a thing where he narrows his eyes every time a car passes by, and then lets his eyes open up when the car is passed. But he's still working his jaw, and you can hear some audible clicking noises as he tries to set it back into place.
There will be no fighting in my bar.
Yes, ma'am.
Peter's not answering.
No, sure, yeah, that's fair.
Did you finish the pie?
Oh, yeah. I think while they were, like, beating themselves up, Troian, like, probably finished the pie, and then...
No, stop.
No,
break it
stop.
up. Yeah.
You're going to get yourselves killed. Yeah, so she...
They're not.
So, and then helped to separate them.
That's so funny.
Presumably Macros helped as well before leaving. But yeah. Yeah, the pie is no more.
You're headed back to Bar Balthazar.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite late at night. There aren't a lot of cars on the road. Are you, like, going just a normal cruising, or are you going quickly? How does Troian drive?
Always being like, oh, not the left side of the road, not the left side of the road.
Yeah, actually, I think that's fair, because she hasn't been here for too long, so I think she drives, unless things are really high pressure and she needs to get somewhere fast, I think she actually drives, like, really obeying the speed limit. Because, yeah, she has to keep reminding herself of North American driving.
I don't know how long it takes to acclimatize because I've never driven in an area where it wasn't right-hand.
Yes, I have.
You have.
Sorry, I was like, no,
A few times.
Yeah, sure have. Yep.
Did you find that you had
yeah.
to like keep it on your mind the entire time you were there, or did it all you decide at some point that you were getting used to it?
No, the as soon as I relaxed a little bit, I got too close to a curb, blew a tire, and then we got it changed by a magical Irish man who vanished into the ether. And that's a story for another time. Well, I'll tell it at break. Most people in the chat have heard it. But,
It's one of my favorite stories.
as soon as I relaxed, I blew a tire. So
That's my secret. I never relax.
that's fair.
Am I your prisoner?
I don't think we consider you an enemy combatant.
No.
Oh no, that was just for that was just for me.
You always had a thin skin.
Oh man. Thin skin. I take things personally that affect me personally.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
Then you're the problem.
You're a...
He looks back at it out the window.
Dante, like, turns around in his seat to try to, like,
Does he do it too fast so that the seatbelt engages? So it's like, ah!
Oh, shit, come on! Yeah, but yes. No, hey, hang on. I know we have a lot of history, okay? But you don't get to do this to me. You don't get to just say that I'm the problem because I get offended when people attack me.
You're the problem because you have a thin skin and we're at war. And you're worried more about your feelings than you are about Gaia.
It's true, Dante. It really would have been better to hole yourself up in your grandmother's house and bake pies.
I don't think that was his grandmother's house. Although I wouldn't know. Just a theory.
I'm pretty sure nobody in this car has earned the right to lecture anybody else.
You don't know what I was doing.
You were trying and failing to track while inviting Project Twilight into the interface? Did I miss something? Oh, sorry, you were also conducting a covert love affair with Juan, with some overlap with his sister.
That gets a little bit of a smile. He doesn't say anything, but there's definitely a little bit of a, yeah, I did.
God, he's so bad.
You didn't go back to downstream because you didn't know who to trust.
That's right.
I get that. We didn't know who to trust either. We had to just trust each other. Make the connections as we saw fit. But you trusted Sentinel of the Soul. You trusted Juan. You still do. I imagine.
What makes you think that I trust her?
You told her where you were, you gave her your key. She was the one who decided she didn't want to shield you anymore.
Or she offered the place for him to hide in.
It's her parents' place. They're not here. She let me use the house while I tried to figure out who I could trust.
How was your research going on that?
Well,
What have you learned?
I have it narrowed down.
Would you mind sharing?
Yes,
Share.
I haven't eliminated you.
If you couldn't trust us, you'd be dead already. I can promise you.
You don't know very much about how this works, do you? Why would I kill you?
I'm saying that if we were in league with the dancers, we would have no reason to keep you alive.
You'd have every reason to keep me alive.
Why?
Because if I trust you, you have a position of power.
Over who?
No.
Downstream has their own hierarchy, and you've eliminated yourself from it. And Weathered Storm doesn't like us very much right now.
Hang on, Trey.
We're trying to infiltrate. We're doing a bad job. What?
He might not know. Did you know Apotheosis was challenged? Won? She has control of Downstream. She's the law there. Did you know that?
No.
Troian's eyes flick to their rear view to try and gauge that reaction.
That's going to be a... that's going to be a composure subterfuge. I don't think that's a terrible pool for her. Let's see what your rage is at.
You, David. Terrible roll.
Both of you being at 2 is appropriate.
Okay. Thank you.
In terms of your health, you're fine. And did you reset your...
I did, but now I'm going to take one and re-roll because that was a shit roll. 2 successes.
Let's see whether you're fooled. He seems genuine. You know how many successes you rolled, so that's your level of confidence, but he does seem genuine.
Okay.
Look, I know a little bit about how dancers work. So let's not go back to the bar right away. There's somewhere else we should go. I'll tell you. It's going to be in public. You won't have to worry.
Fine, tell me where to go.
I want you to go to a park. It's in Notre-Dame-de-Grâce. It's at the corner of not Summerlit. It's at the corner of Sherbrooke and Girouard. You are well aware of this
We know the
park.
park.
We know it.
Yeah. I imagine several people out there are also aware of this park, as it factored into a different campaign. Although, again, not the same universe.
Troian takes a moment to fumble with the GPS.
It's actually kind of directly back on your path, so it's not that difficult. At this time of night, you could also just do a straight shot down Sherbrooke Street from there, and it probably wouldn't take you that much longer. But when you stop, parking is readily available at this time of night. He gets out and he walks onto the baseball diamond, which by now has several layers of leaf having fallen over it. Somebody at some point is going to have to come and clean it up, because at this time of year, people still make use of the baseball diamond, but it appears that a recent windstorm has recently caused a whole lot of it to go down. And he stops, and then he looks down at where the pitcher's mound is. It was here that I first learned about Eddie Percent.
Was it?
That he was alive.
Oh.
That you let him live. And I wondered whether it was because you were planning on using the tactics that they use. Black Spiral dancers don't want to kill all other guru. They want to recruit them. That's the difference. You might see them as something to exterminate. A very few Gaian Guru believe that there's someone who could be saved. They think that any of us could potentially go towards the worm. The spiral is there, ready to be danced for any of us. So why would they kill if they didn't have to?
I'm sure you can see from now, maybe, I hope you can see from our perspective. That is, unfortunately, very similar to what we intend, which is to make sure that we leave as many warriors of Gaia alive as possible for the coming fights. Yes, we're gathering allies. Yes, we saved any percent's life twice. Or we let him live once anyway.
But you're convinced that he wasn't all the way gone? That it was drops the mic? As I heard, you killed him.
Yes.
That was probably necessary, right? There was no saving him.
I would do it again in a second.
And what happens when you find out that another Black Spiral dancer is someone you trusted? Somebody who might be very useful in our fight? Would you try to kill them right away? Or would you do what you could to try and rescue them? Bring them back to our side?
And one rescue a dancer?
Can you spin the other way out of the spiral? Is the question. I don't think so.
You can. There are very few who will trust somebody who once danced the spiral. But people switch sides in war all the time.
How do you know this, Peter?
Because I made an effort to know more about my enemy. I suspected that there was some form of spiral influence here on the island of Montreal.
Did Ken ever try to recruit you?
I doubt that he thought that it was wise.
Why?
Because he knew that I was looking into it. I didn't make it a secret that I was trying to find out more about them.
You didn't make it a secret, but I feel like you've always had a few. Don't we all?
Everyone has secrets. From the time that they shoplifted as a little kid to the time that they dented someone's car and drove away. Everyone.
Well, I don't really know where that leaves us then. Because if you can't trust us, and we can't trust you, to what degree are we going to be useful to each other?
What I'm saying is that trust comes in stages, and there's a reason why we contain information from each other. When I consult, when I ask questions of spirits, they know about their world. They don't tend to talk about others. And therefore it's contained. I can trust the information that I get from, say, Gorgon. Because I believe the Gorgon won't have been corrupted by other spirits. If I start telling you everything that I know, and one of you, or all of you, lose that containment, everything that I've done is for nothing. For now, it's enough to know that I have a list. You're still on it. But that means, if I'm still talking to you, that my list isn't a guarantee. And the fact that you didn't kill me doesn't take you off the list. But it helps.
We recently received an ultimatum from someone at Weathered Storm. Not an ultimatum. We were promised that if we did anything to break the litany in our search for corruption, that we'd find ourselves on the wrong side of him.
Of course, he's a nation humper. He longs for the old days. All he wants to see is Garou uniting as one again, marching forward on the battlefield while Galliards sing of our glory. If he could have his way, it would be one battle and that would be it. And maybe every single one of us would fall, but at the very least, so would they.
That's not the world we live in, though. You know that. You know that. The reason I'm telling you this, Code 902, is because we can't tell you everything we've learned. But you should know that we've already struck a deal about the fate of the traitor. There is one. When we find them. And so it's going to be to us to make sure that we keep that oath.
It plays right into their hands. Every second that you spend searching for them is another second that you're not fulfilling your duties for Gaia.
I'm sorry, how is... You know that we don't live by the letter of the litany every second of every day. Tradition can hold us back. However, we must fight the worm wherever it dwells.
We weren't looking for a traitor at Downstream, and look what happened. He almost won.
I want to know why it's not our duty to root out the worm wherever it dwells.
You have other worm to take care of.
War on many fronts.
At present, we're trying to fight all of them because everyone else is too fucking busy clawing at each other's throats to help us. We're holding up at the in-laws.
Excuse me.
You think that I have a romantic relationship with Juan?
I sure as shit hope you do. Because I think she does.
Do you not? Quote, we've been together for over a year, unquote?
My Romeo and Juliet tirade didn't tip you off that that's what I was thinking was going
She's
on.
young. She has ideas.
Very good.
What are you talking about?
She's probably taking it more seriously than I am.
Oh my god.
Ah.
What?
Can I like Juan Kim, so I'm gonna, if you allow me, John, I'm gonna roll my composure and something, I'm not sure what yet, to try to stop myself from punching him in the face again.
That'll be composure and...
This guy. Thanks, Gil.
We'll say it's a straight composure roll.
I succeeded!
Did you roll rage?
I did roll rage. Asking. There is a big old tension in Dante's arm as he like the shoulder even comes up to.
Well, I promise what I have with your sister is so much different.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
What's wrong with you? Are you about to start policing what happens in your sister's life or in mine?
I've never trusted you. That's a crime. Code 902.
What's a crime?
You taught me what I know, but I can't trust you.
It's on you.
No, Dante, I think he's threatened by that. Maybe he was afraid that you were getting to know more than he does. So he decided to hit you where it hurts. Look at him needling at you.
What I do.
He doesn't know a goddamn thing.
Fuck off!
It's Janet, right?
Yeah. We established.
What I do with Janet is nothing to do with Dante.
I think it has everything to do with him. I don't think you have a list. I think your research is bullshit. I don't think you have learned one single thing since you went into hiding.
You think that I'm that useless, that I would go into hiding and just sit there, lick my wounds and pretend like the rest of the world didn't matter?
You were probably playing Tetris or something.
Call her up.
No, because we don't have time for this. Come on, Dante, we're leaving.
No, as long as we're going to be staying.
No, go back to your basement. You're not our prisoner. We're done. We don't need him.
I don't understand why you're talking about wanting. No, hang on. You're saying that the Gru Nation shouldn't march in lockstep. And I agree. Gru Nation doesn't exist anymore the way that it once did. But we have to be fighting on the same side. Why are you trying to pick a fight with me? You want me to clock you. You want me to fuck you up. What is this about, man?
Dante. As a crescent moon, you need to detach yourself from these emotions. Do you think that spirits will bargain with you when you're preoccupied about who's giving it to your sister?
I'm taking a point of rage.
It's fair.
Yeah. And I walk right up to him and I jam my finger into his chest.
Like right in the sternum?
Yeah.
Oh.
They already have, and they already will. If you detach yourself from this world, you're no longer Guru.
And that's why I can find the Black Spiral Dancer better than you can. Because I don't have an emotional stake in this. Because I will look at everyone from Juan to you to Apotheosis to Cleaves the Lie. I will look at all of them. Now, while I won't tell you who is on my list, I can share a few names who have fallen off, if that will help you. If you really want to show that I have some form of redeeming quality right now.
Sure.
You can trust Sky.
Duh.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry, keep going.
Dante
By all means.
But that's a generalized facepalm.
You can trust Sky because she hasn't been around other Guru long enough in order to make any kind of move. She tends to move on her own to the same places I've tracked her. I've seen where she goes and what she does.
Anyone else?
Brandon. Under the knife. Same thing. He's a red talon, which makes him special. So, okay.
I don't think I like your tone, man. Sounds racist.
So for what it's worth, yeah.
Sorry.
Red talons aren't nearly the same kind of like extremists as they were in previous versions of Werewolf, but they still don't necessarily get along fantastic with Bone Gnars or Glasswalkers, because they're very much we'll just burn it all down, you know, like we'll
Yeah, man. We'll all live in the woods and burn everything down. Yeah, perfect. Who needs a city? That's funny. Okay.
specifically because he has spent extended time outside the city. And when he left, I followed him. He went and he visited his family. When he came back, things had already progressed long enough. I don't believe he's a suspect. That's 2 names that I'll give you. And if one of them is duh, then it means that maybe, just maybe, I'm telling the truth. And that I'm not the one that you're looking for. And if Downstream needs me...
We didn't say that.
No? Apotheosis is in charge. Any percent is, as far as I know, running around scared. To the Moon must be seething. Drops the mic is gone. And if I'm gone as well, that leaves 3. Actually, closer to 2. Because you haven't made a choice yet. And so, I have to imagine. Apotheosis has been challenged for leadership. And won.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be long before she's challenged again. The people at Weathered Storm hate Apotheosis. They're not going to let that cairn stand under her control for very long. So yeah, they need me. In much the same way that they probably need you, but I don't know. You never seemed like the kind of person to commit.
Maybe my priorities are just different than blind loyalty.
Huh.
Maybe spending time actually trying to achieve goals, fight the worm, bring spirals to justice.
Roll me a die block, both of you.
4.
Your phone rings. I will remind you that it's like 2:30 in the morning.
Never gonna give you up.
Seriously? Your ringtone is a Rickroll? Also, seriously, your phone
Also,
has
you have a ringtone? Yeah.
Your phone's not on silent? Yeah.
That's fair, yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my god.
I'll take it.
Both of these, by the way, have a separate ringtone on my phone, which I never hear. It's one that's
Oh, because you
assigned.
never called. Yeah.
That's mine.
I'll find it for you and I'll play it during the break.
Yay! Oh, you were just gonna call it. Yeah. Okay. Seeing as this interaction, like the hackles are up, but then Dante takes a mini step back to check. Yeah.
It's Juan.
Oh, like a call.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What the hell?
That's where your
2023.
What did you think
Who
was
the
happening?
hell is calling me?
Especially considering that Juan is younger, so Juan is deliberately disobeying the etiquette of never calling somebody
Yeah. What?
before texting them at least first, and in
Yeah.
general also. Who texts?
Yeah. What?
Snapchat.
Snapchat. Were you not Snapchatting? I will answer. I'll answer the phone. Yeah.
You're up?
Yeah.
I need to talk to you. All of you.
And Dante half turns away from Peter. What's wrong?
Just meet me on the mountain when you can. And then the phone hangs up. While Dante is talking on the phone, Code 902 just has his arms folded in front of him. He's still standing on the pitcher's mound and he's looking directly at Troian. You ever played sports?
No.
You probably would have been pretty good at them.
Cool.
You don't believe this, do you?
What?
You don't actually think that I'm working against you. And you don't think that I'm doing something wrong. You don't like the way that I talk to your friend, but
There's a difference between someone working against me and someone not doing anything. I don't find that you're adding a positive element to this fight, to this mystery. You're certainly good at running your mouth off and making enemies, making people like you, I guess, when it's convenient.
you're the one who broke into my home and took me from it.
It's not your home, it's your not quite girlfriend's parents' home.
There's like a...
Got him.
Like a
That's really funny, actually. Sorry.
that's true.
Yeah. Oh, you know what?
yeah, I can't
Because I
really-
baked a pie here. It doesn't make it my house. It's
Yeah,
true.
yeah,
Yeah. Feel comfortable there, I guess.
You're very good at being smug. At feeling like you've got all the answers and you're just going to keep it from us until you deem us worthy.
I don't have all the answers. I just don't know whether I can trust you yet.
Then that's fine. But I don't have time to earn your trust.
It's the dust, isn't it?
Do you mean the dust?
It's the dust that worries you. You've been in the Umbra.
Then you know too. We've seen it.
That's what scares me.
It's in trouble.
Everything's been in trouble for a very long time.
Whatever is happening is getting worse.
Yes. He glances over at Dante and...
Who had a very short phone call and has come back.
It sounds like we're fighting two separate battles. Maybe we have the same ends in mind, but there's not enough trust here, or mutual appreciation, to make this an optimal use of our time.
I just have to hope that when the battle puts us back on the same side of the field, that we'll all be there, ready to fight.
A long time ago, Thomas Jefferson... God, you were so ready to take...
I was so ready to be like, 13 tribes.
Time ago.
Until the
Time
fire.
You just got so fucking... You were just like,
Oh shit, lore drop! Here we go! Yeah.
Thomas Jefferson.
What did Thomas
once-
Jefferson say?
It's that Dante or Scott.
I don't know anymore, man.
A long time ago, Thomas Jefferson said that the Tree of Liberty must be refreshed from time to time with the blood of patriots and tyrants. I've been thinking about that quote for a long time, wondering whether it's our blood that must refresh the mountain. What do you think?
I think it would be more poetic if it were the blood of those who dried it out in the first place, that fed the fields. Don't you? The blood of those responsible for this, who did this deliberately.
Now you know where I am. Why Juan decided to tell you, I have no idea. Clearly, she either trusts you or she no longer trusts me. But you know where I am. Maybe when we've all had a chance to cool off, we can figure out what we know. He turns and he starts to walk.
You don't.
Stops.
Sorry.
Turns back around.
I respect your choice to want to detach yourself from emotional connections in this world. You deliberately hurt anyone who does not deserve it, I will fuck you up. That is a fucking promise. Anyone. The subtext in anyone is Janet, to be clear.
You're very strong, Dante. Very scary. Say hi to your sister for me.
Don't.
And then he again turns.
Mm-hmm.
He starts walking towards Sherbrooke.
Be proud out of me, Troian. I'm gonna let him get the last word.
It's what he needs to make his dick feel as big as possible.
You can see that as he's walking, he's pulled out his cell phone and he's typing on it with both hands.
Mm-hmm.
You'll have the last laugh. He has to take a night bus.
Take a point of banality. Actually, there's weirdos on the bus at night. It's fine. Oh, God.
Who was that?
Juan. She needs to talk to us. I don't know if I want to go see her without Macris. But we might have to. She said as soon as possible.
Who needs sleep anyway? Let's go.
You work at a bar. You probably sleep from like 4 until noon.
I'm pretty sure it's been like 48 hours since we've slept.
Whee! Yeah, you changed.
And that pie is
showered,
sitting
so
mighty
probably...
heavy on me. A pie
Alright, I'll
makes me
try.
wanna-
You nap in
makes
the
me wanna
car,
nap.
let's
I'm
go.
not trusting you with my.
What? Why not?
I took a standing power nap in the shower. Power nap. Shower. Okay.
Hands up anybody who hasn't fallen asleep in a bathtub or shower before. You've never.
I actually don't know. I don't think I have. Yeah.
I'm honestly too afraid.
Aw.
Oh, I've fainted in a shower. Does that count?
Right. It was years ago. I don't.
Yeah, I was in Mexico. Had nothing to do with.
Why did you faint in a shower?
Because when I was a teenager, my period cramps were so bad that they made me faint.
Oof.
And so, yeah, I was having a shower and I fainted.
Don't do that.
It was no good. It was bad.
Folks,
it was
don't do that.
bad. Yeah, don't do that. If you have control over it,
I have never
to
been
avoid
afraid
that.
to fall asleep in a bathtub.
I'm always afraid of slipping beneath the surface.
But then you would just wake up.
You'd
Like,
say
the body
that.
isn't
I
going
don't
to be
trust
like,
myself.
well, I got what? Who cares?
Too bad, I guess. Yeah.
Weirdness. Click, click.
Oh man.
A post-apoc bar.
Ooh.
That's
I assume it's because your brain was like, water, fresh water. I must sleep.
Where are you headed?
To the mountain?
It sounded important. I guess I want to ask out of character if it feels.
Is it okay to go without Macris, or should
Yeah, this feels okay. It felt important, and also why is she calling me? So yeah, that's where we're headed. We have a plan after, but seems we're taking a detour.
No.
Mount Royal doesn't actually close, really,
Mhm.
but like certain areas of it become off limits at night. It's considered a park, right? And in Montreal, there are certain times where you're allowed to be in a park, and also cops have to care. And,
Yeah.
But the bond isn't really part of the public-facing side of the mountain, so it's just normal. What light you're getting from the moon does stream through the trees so that it's not absolute darkness when you're there. Although there's enough light pollution from the city that the stars are still well out of sight. But Juan is on the bond. She's sitting on a stump that seems to be not from somebody having deliberately cut the tree, but from a tree that had died and rotted away. When she looks up, her eyes are puffy and red. Nobody fucking plays cornhole in the UK. No one. God damn it, cornhole. You don't know cornhole?
No.
Cornhole,
I was about to make a
cornhole
bad
are
guess.
two wooden boards placed a distance apart with a single hole in them, and you throw beanbags.
Oh, okay, it is what I was thinking. Except
Yeah.
the ones I was thinking of are more like fairground things where there's multiple holes and you like.
Yeah, there's just the one hole.
Oh, okay. That's so funny.
I feel like if Troian did any organized team sports, it would be roller derby.
Badass.
It's like,
It's not that I think that cornhole's a bad sport. It's just that to me, it's so indelibly tied to the American South.
Mm.
like.
Dante strides towards Juan.
You're right, Juan.
The security system went off. Someone's been at his house. Was it you?
Yeah. You gave us the key.
I didn't know if you were going to go right away. Is he okay?
Yeah, he's fine.
I don't know whether I regret giving it to you.
You said you couldn't... You told us that you couldn't protect him anymore.
No, I got angry with him. Is he fine? Is he okay?
He's fine. He's safe. Why were you angry with him?
I felt like he was using me.
What gave you that impression?
He'd ask me questions about the other members of here. She nudges her head over towards Weathered Storm.
It's possible. Juan, maybe he just is also looking into the same thing we are. Isn't it? He's trying to figure out if there's someone...
The source of the fracture between the two sets.
Exactly.
I thought he cared about me. And then after Sky spoke up, and I realized he'd been asking a lot of questions about her, and it just felt hollow all of a sudden. I'm an idiot. I've betrayed the rest of my cairn.
Being trusting and wanting to see the best in someone doesn't make you an idiot.
I wasn't trying to spy on the Sept for him. Do you think I should tell them?
It's a difficult situation.
So I have to ask. Actually, I'm going to make you roll.
Yeah.
Composure and we'll call this composure leadership.
I have some things.
You have some dice. for that?
I have some chambered statements for Juan. Oh,
2 for me.
3 for me.
She doesn't catch then the take that Scott just gave.
Do you think I should tell a Karen? Oh.
It's a very complicated time. Because there are a lot of secrets being kept. And there's uncertainty around who can be trusted. Ever since the dancer was unmasked at downstream, everyone's been on edge.
You think there's another one?
We're not ruling it out.
And she sinks her head back into her hands.
Does the idea that someone could be working against the rest of the Sept, does that surprise you?
Promise that I would defend this place. As much as Goose doesn't speak to us, I can still feel Gaia's energy here. It has to be saved. It must be saved. It must be kept from those who would harm it. And to think that we're just letting one of them in.
It's only a failure if you fail to act further. If you just decide that you failed.
So I should tell them. I should tell them.
Only if you're absolutely positive you can trust them.
Winsight.
Yeah.
May I roll this as well?
Yep.
Do I dare?
Motives?
Didn't you buy up insight?
I did.
Motives? Sure. Right, specialties.
Whee!
Am I pushing a button?
Yeah, you can go ahead and push that button.
Oh, really?
I rolled a brutal outcome.
Oh,
yeah, on
so
mine.
Should I bother?
I think you can still succeed. I'm pretty sure.
Should I bother trying to get a better roll?
Oh, I see. I see what you mean. That's a really good point. Well, I feel like Wit's insight is so specific, right? It's like so individual. You should do what you want.
I think I'm gonna try.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna try again.
Oh. Yeah, jeez.
All right, 4 for me.
Okay. She doesn't know if she can trust everybody. She has there you can see in her face absolutely that part of the reason why she doesn't want to go back to the Cairn and tell the rest of the Sept about this is because she doesn't know if she can trust all of them. You also know that this makes her feel sick and makes her feel like she's to blame. Dante, she's in so much pain. It's filling her. It's about ready to burst. And it will be awful. It could be an impending sign of either Harno or Hoglosk.
God. Well, I gotta take action. I gotta do something. I gotta do something about this. Dante moves forward quickly and like crouches down next to Juan. Hey. I've known Code 902 for a long time, and while we have had a very difficult relationship, I want you to understand what I'm telling you. It's tainted by my past and my history with him, but I think it's important that you hear this, Juan.
She peeks.
Oh boy.
She peeks with one finger off her eyes.
I don't think you were wondering before whether he was using you. I don't think that he sees things that way. But I think that Peter doesn't see this world the way the rest of us do. I don't think Peter is capable of forming real relationships. That's a really loaded sentence, and I will acknowledge it.
You're not like him, are you?
No, I'm not like him.
Could I have you roll me your composure and
Drive. Melee. Stop.
Composure awareness, please.
Composure finance.
One day. One day
day.
those dots are going to be useful. Sorry, not useful, just... Baby, 6 successes.
Damn.
She is going to kiss you. She is going to drop her hands.
Oh.
Her tear-streaked cheeks will press against yours, and she will kiss you with a desperation that belies all of her emotional turmoil and strife compared to somebody who is not only associated with the person who she formerly was putting a lot of trust into, but who has confirmed her suspicions against them. The reason why I put this in awareness and not in insight is because you have now the ability to back away quite quickly from her basically doing one of the bonk directly into the microphone.
On the one hand, I don't want to add confusion to the world. On the other hand, this is going to fuck Peter up so bad.
Oh.
I know, it's so bad.
Dante.
I don't want to be the... Oh, no.
Do you want to take a break and think about what you're going to do?
I am...
6
yes.
successes is a lot.
Yeah. I do. Will.
All right. Well, we're going to take a short break. This is normally when we would take a break anyway. Well,
Been
we're
there,
close to
Dante.
it.
Been there.
Quick
Splooey. Message Dante with what he should do. I mean, Scott.
Try to take off my dance, but I trip over my socks, but I turn it into a sexy dance. Thanks, Blue.
So we'll be back in about 5 minutes, but feel free to talk, because I'm not leaving, although I might ask somebody to refill this.
As per usual, Weirdness has the perfect emote.
Yeah, where are all those coming from? Love that. It is. I should get my water too.
And if you want to throw a moot point, a midstream moot point about what Dante should do in this situation, you can. Or if you need to make it about my attraction to my own NPCs, you can do that too. I'll talk about anything.
I had a story to tell, I thought. Oh, yes. I've told the story on stream, so I'll just, for those in the chat who maybe missed it at another time, I went to Ireland and England many years ago, specifically when LARP Season 2 was coming out, so it was many, many moons ago now. We drove off down a narrow road in Ireland to go to a perfume factory. They made perfumes there. It was a really cool place. On the way back, I got a little, not cocky, but I was just like, yeah, I know how, I can drive here. It's narrow, but it's fun. And then I immediately hit the curb so bad that it blew a tire in the rental. Thankfully, there was a roundabout not too far away where there was a place to pull over. Hop out. I know how to change a tire. There's a spare. We're not too far from the place where we were staying, which was a castle, by the way. Awesome. Like a tower I keep. Anyway. So we start kind of trying to prepare to jack up the car and so on and so forth. This car pulls up behind us. This man gets out. He doesn't say a word. He just comes over. He points at the tire. We get the spare out. Jacking the car up. He unscrews the things. He just tire up. He just starts jacking it. Yeah. No, and then he put the other tire on and waved at us. He drove away. He didn't say a word. I was literally, and I was actually, at the time, I was quite convinced that he was maybe physically mute, because he literally didn't say anything. But I don't know. And anyway, in that moment, I was like, that's some fairy shit right there. It was wild. So that's fun. Okay, I'm gonna go get some water. All right, that's my story.
Okay.
Can't wait to find out if the moot point is about me.
It's just about to expire.
Haha. Vote.
Oh, there's a tie. Of course. Yeah. So if you have any questions for me, by all means, throw it out there. What the fuck, everyone? That's like the two Irishmen we asked for directions to an attraction in Dublin that was nearly a screaming match about which directions to give them before one said, "You're American, you want to touch the dead body, right? See you go this way?" Woof. I mean, the lifeline, you takes what you gets. It's kind of the way it goes. It's a church you can go into and shake hands with a crusader in the catacombs. I see. Do I have any favorite brutal outcomes so far this campaign? All brutal outcomes are my favorites. But we were also... Hey, Brazinga. I'm also trying to make sure that all brutal outcomes don't end up being complete botches. But some of them. I don't know if Americans are odd so much as everyone's odd, and it's just easier for us to explain away odd by talking about something we're not. Oh, you returned.
Hello.
Do you want to know what the result is?
Yes, please.
Oh, it disappeared. What the? How do I get it back? How do I get it back?
Oh.
Also, I have to thank Aragorn for gifting me a sub to your channel.
Oh, that's so nice. Aragorn.
Shit. How do I get back the hole?
Thank you, Weirdness. 4 for cheek kiss, 4 for hug.
Man. Do I have to... How do I have no idea how to get the pole back. It just disappeared on me. I do remember what the answers were, though.
Weirdness said 4 for cheek kiss, 4 for hug.
Yeah, 4 people said hug, 4 people said cheek kiss, and then I think 2 people said go for it. And I think at least 1 person said screaming dodge.
Yeah. And Splooey had promised to message Scott, so I'm really curious if Scott is reading that as we speak.
I have to imagine that the internet's going to be a little wonky right around Superb Owl time.
Yes.
Hopefully our internet's doing okay.
I'm curious about ringtones. Can I call you?
Oh, ringtones. Well, first I have to turn on. And here, I'll turn off the music.
Let me know when you're ready.
Turn up my phone.
Oh, are we doing the thing?
Yeah, all right. Go ahead and call. Oh, that's not the right ringtone.
Oh.
Hold on.
Oh, shit.
Hold on.
And he didn't pick up.
Yeah, it's rough.
It's
No.
this.
No. I think I remember what it is, too. Do you remember? Maybe not.
Did Splooey message you?
Yes.
Are you
Thanks,
gonna
Blue.
Are you gonna do what Sploo said?
More or less.
Oh, it's
I tear out Troian's
not
throat.
up here.
Splooey told me. Splooey told me to. Can you imagine?
Oh, fair.
Because this one's Scott's.
I
So
love
good.
this track so much. Sorry, I love that track so much.
And this
Oh.
one was yours.
Gotta-
Dun, 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 dun.
It's not quite the bop I remember, but that's all right.
It gets in there.
Yeah.
Go so hard.
Mr. Gideon.
Guys.
The
Real
ringtones for several people were based on their mains in Super Smash Brothers
Aw.
Brawl.
I gotta call
And they
you
haven't
more
been
often.
changed. The reason why I didn't play, I haven't set it to play the custom ringtones because I never thought to enable it on this phone.
Yeah, because like,
Because why would I? I don't play ringtones.
oh man, good times.
Because this was JT's.
Also great,
Ah.
great take on this track. Big fan.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, you wouldn't have one for yourself.
No, why would I have one for myself? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, exactly. At least spot. Although to be fair, it's still late 2023 in game. Just saying.
My default ringtone, which again never used typically, is the codec sound from Metal Gear Solid, which is not very creative, but whatever. But Kate's, you'll have to find another time,
Ah,
unless she calls me right now.
that would be
Can you
fun.
imagine?
I should turn off the ringtone again though.
Just in case, eh?
The response to the poll, by the way, Scott, 4 believe that you should hug her. 4 believes that you should redirect to a cheek kiss.
Oh.
2 voted that you should go for it. 1 person said that you should pull a screaming dodge.
That'll be the name of Troian's next car.
Screaming dodge.
Kate's working, Aragorn.
Yeah.
I don't want to interrupt her right now.
The bus ain't gonna drive itself.
Metaphorically.
I'll play it just so that you can hear it.
Oh, okay. Oh. Good. Gives me more time to enact screaming dodge technique. Nice. Awesome.
That's Digital Love. It's a chiptune remix of Digital Love by Daft Punk.
Nice.
Anyway,
Oh, Oh shit! Oh,
Have you not been able to hear it?
oh, I thought the whole point, Ericwin, was that we were sharing them with you, the audience.
Fuck.
It's just
What the hell's the point of this whole bit?
like a goddamn silent disco up in here. Oh man, so
Do
good.
love a good silent
Yeah, here.
disco is the best fucking thing in the world.
It's so. Yes, it has been so dumb. Wow.
Why did anybody say this?
Because they love watching us be idiots.
I also figured it was loud enough that it would. Anyway.
This is Liz's.
Right. Kung Fu Fenders.
So brutal.
And then this was Scott's.
I still remember playing Kirby's Dream Land or whatever it's called on the SNES. It wasn't called that. Anyway, where Meta Knight appears in Meta Knight's Revenge.
Meta Knight.
So good. Anyway, so great.
Luigi.
Luigi.
And then the Japanese difference between King DDD in North America and then Day 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 in the Japanese version. Day Day Day.
Okay.
Have you figured out what you're doing yet?
Yeah.
I
I figured out what I'm going to do, and we can decide how that plays out. With the sensation that this is coming at him, Dante is going to reach out, 2 hands, clap them on either side of her shoulders.
That's okay.
Okay. And just say, Juan, you can trust us. And then he's going to get up and walk away, or take a step back, a few steps back. He's disengaging from this moment.
So sadly, podcast listeners, you may not be able to see. You know what? Liz can narrate exactly what happens to this. This will be Juan's face. Just
She leans in with hope in her eyes. Then they open in sudden realization that she is not getting what she wants. With a sigh of resignation, her gaze drops to the ground. And then John starts deep-throating the mic.
wait.
No, the narrator doesn't have control over the situation, Liz.
No. Oh god.
Oh my god! I have more power than I thought.
Dante soothed her in his own
Was that so
Rage 3 way. Yeah.
good?
I'm standing by my...
Scott, I'm going to have you roll your charisma leadership, please.
Dante jerked the fuck out.
I don't like that, Ericwin. I don't like the implications of that. Oops. I still have 3 rage. Come on. 3 successes. Okay.
You don't cause her a brutal amount of willpower damage by doing so, but there's definitely this...
Juan, we know that we're not Weathered Storm's favorite people right now,
Why do you think that?
because the last time we were here, we were glared at. I got into a fight, and a number of them have been dodging our calls ever since.
There was a challenge. You won the challenge. That's not reason to not like you.
Not everyone thinks like you.
It's a traditional set. To look down upon you for winning a challenge. That would go against what they believe is correct.
You were there. Well, Hallows Cleave's alive and acting ever since.
He refuses to acknowledge the quiet hand.
Really?
Oh, it's only been a few hours.
How is she?
I've been out here.
Sky's not sure she'll be able to return anytime soon. You understand why.
Sky taught me everything I knew. Almost everything I know. Some of what I know. a bit about everything.
What is this place to you, Juan?
It's my anchor. All my life I feel like I've been blown around, that the waves are 50 meters high, and that I have no idea where I've been going this entire time. I have so much rage inside me. When I was told that I could protect this place, I had finally an anchor so that I knew where I was, what I should be doing. Defend this place with my life. I'd defend it with anyone's life if I had to.
You earned the deed name Sentinel of the Soul.
Yes.
And I would... While you don't ever have to feel like you need to take advice from me, I think we all have to figure out what the soul of this place is to each of us. If that's what you're guarding, if that's what you're defending, if that's what you'll lay down your life for, what is this place's soul?
I stood on top of the trapdoor that leads to Goose for 6 days straight.
Why?
Because that's the soul of this place. And I needed to protect it. While everyone else... And then she looks up.
Yep.
And there's a moment of ... Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. I shouldn't have... Oh, no, maybe I should have... Oh, he's so hot. Oh,
We've been brought into the oath, Juan. Can you feel that? We've been included in the oath.
I arrived shortly after the attack. It's why I came here in the first place. Because I had heard that there was something that happened here. I was the first guru from outside this area to arrive. Northern Guard were here, but I was still young. Practically a cub. I was here before they swore the oath. But while they were debating what to do about Dawn, and while they mourned her, they asked me to guard the heart of the cairn. To not let my eyes drop. At the end, I was practically seeing things, hallucinating. I didn't fall.
Is that how you earned the deed name? It was well earned. 6 days is... it's something. Maybe you can help us with something, Juan? We're trying to figure out how Dawn ended up being exiled. If no one can understand or remember what happened, why was she kicked out? Why was she treated as dead? Why was she reborn and is now the leader of Downstream?
Dawn left during the conflict. Whatever was happening here at the cairn, she left. Nobody can remember why.
But is desertion enough to condemn her like that?
Some people would say so.
She was at Downstream, where she was found afterwards. That's where she remained. And no one from Downstream came to assist. So she had left and done nothing. And when offered the chance to explain herself, she could not or would not.
But her memories of the event are missing just as yours all are.
And that's why they didn't kill her.
God. This place is harsh. No offense.
I would be willing to bet that she was trying to find a solution, a way to wage this war or win this battle from Downstream. But
desertion. And there's like this unbidden snarl that appears on her face. Desertion is unforgivable.
You don't know what she was running away from.
You don't run from a cairn.
Maybe she was going to get help. Juan.
And what help did she bring? Her sister brought help. And, I mean, she's not pointing at anything.
Dusk brought help? It is dusk, right? Yeah.
She brought the Northern Guard. Not only did Dawn not bring anyone, but she didn't even return.
Juan, you don't even know her. Have you ever said 2 words to her?
She doesn't answer you.
now that Dawn is dead, perhaps we will be able to find a way for everyone to move forward. We're not asking you to do anything right now. Just know that that's what we intend to do. While I may not agree with the punishment that was handed out, it's not my place to judge it. But the past lies behind us. We can only move forward. That's what we're going to do.
To ask me to turn my back on my family.
I'm not asking you to. I think you know what the most important thing here is. And that's all we're asking you to keep in mind. We're going to do this, Juan. We're going to be able to fix this. Memories will return.
It's because we don't want to turn our back on the Cairn or the Sept that we're doing this. We're trying to pinpoint if there is one individual who is pushing this antagonism, who's making sure that Weathered Storm and Downstream are never allied. Because pieces of a fractured whole, they're easier to recruit for nefarious cause. It's I know it seems like we're against the Cairn fully, but we're really not. We're trying to figure out if there's one person at the middle of all of this. There was a Downstream. You have to admit its possibility. We're not asking you to do anything with that information. Just be careful and guard this place as you have been.
You know I will.
Of course. Is there anything else that you wanted to... that you wanted to ask us?
Peter is safe. I don't know where he's going to go to stay.
Her phone rings.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
You can hear the loud, like, coming from her jeans. She reaches down, she pulls it out. Clicks open the phone. It's one of those, it's not a nice fold over phone. It is a burner.
Oh shit.
Ooh.
Nice.
Hello?
I'm gonna step back.
Hi.
It's weird to...
Hi.
Yep.
I know. I'm on my way. I'm on my way. No, I am. I'm sure. Okay. I love you. Bye, Dad. She hangs up the phone.
Oh my god.
Oh, thank God. Oh my God.
Got us.
Got him.
Yeah,
Got
well
him.
done.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
God.
good. Take any more scares.
Do you need someone to come and relieve you on watch?
You were just there, weren't you?
Yes.
House okay? No, it
It
absolutely
is absolutely is
fucking
not. Yeah.
Somebody dove in through a window. Somebody kicked a door in.
There's minor damage.
Peter was under threat. He reacted with aggression, so did we. There's some damage. And then he tries to think of something else to say, and it just words fail him. There is.
Clearly, we should have asked who the key belonged to before taking it and going to the address.
I'll handle it.
We can make it up to you, Juan. Just let us know how we can help. Help your parents with their home.
I'll need somebody to relieve me. There are no other guardians if Sky is gone.
Would you prefer we went and asked someone, or should we guard it ourselves?
You are not members of this sept.
Nope.
Wait here until I return. And then she turns and she heads back towards the cairn proper.
I think Slade would agree to watch it.
Don't know.
You want to text her?
Do you want to see if you can figure out what her answer would have been?
Sure.
All right. Roll me a composure and insight. Motives will count.
All right.
Seven successes.
Imposure.
Imposure, I like it.
She's not a guardian. That task is beneath her. To simply stand guard, if necessary, but that's for someone else to do. For someone who is not as highly placed, for someone who is dependable and reliable. But we don't depend on them for creative thought or...
What if someone were feeling a little down on themselves because they just got their ass beat?
What if someone could suck it up?
To be told that she would have to take a lower, quote unquote lower, still prestigious, but lower position after she got her ass kicked would be almost a mortal threat. Her back's against the wall and she doesn't like it.
Cut.
Also, she's injured.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. Actually, that's actually
mentally and physically. Well, mentally, she did that to herself.
Sure.
Yeah.
By maintaining Krynos as long as she did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was
That's a
rough.
good fight.
It was messy.
Yep.
No, she wouldn't.
Oh no, is it finally dead? Oh god. It gets worse every
It's
time.
dying.
Emotional damage.
I don't think she's ever going to speak to me again.
I come on. You challenged her, you won. That's gotta do something. She respects that sort of thing, don't you think? She will, not now.
Cleaves the Lie isn't speaking to her.
Cleaves the Lie probably sees a loss as a weakness.
The fact that somebody could ostensibly run away from a battle and be treated as dead, and someone else could lose a challenge fairly fought and be cast aside.
Intelligence politics. Sure.
Well, thanks.
Both want to.
I would love to.
I thought you were about to go into the Spider-Man theme.
No successes for me.
3 10s
Ooh.
and a 7. So, but it doesn't obviously double up. So that's 4, 6, 6.
You believe everything you're saying.
Sweet.
Cleaves the Light might not be talking to her for any number of reasons. It could be that he recognizes that she is hurting right now and probably doesn't want to talk to anybody. It could be that he is disappointed in her. It could be that as part of losing a challenge, then she has lost a little bit of face, but that might not be permanent. The real answer is, of course, going to come down to how people think and feel. But in terms of cairn politics, she stood against... Because your challenge was what, exactly?
I'll fight you to take us to the spirit who made the oath.
Yeah.
So they didn't want to let you into the oath.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that you won means that you won. You get let into the oath. They could have refused the challenge. You can do that.
Yep.
They didn't. And so she let down the sept.
Yeah.
So at the moment, it's kind of like if you were playing, I don't know, soccer, right? And you were the goaltender and somebody kicked and you like whiffed the save. Not like
This happens.
not
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, you had no choice, you had no chance, but like you could have blocked it and you didn't, and the ball went in. Everyone's going to be like, ugh, to you a little bit, but like, you know, ultimately it was the failure of everyone on the team, not just the one person who stood between the ball and the goal.
Okay.
She's probably not going to be like ostracized from the sept entirely.
I think just Troian has specific ideas of how pack mates should treat each other. It's the
Nice.
fact that they're pack mates.
Yeah.
But it has only been a few hours since that happened, so it's not like it isn't as if there's, I mean, admittedly it was 2 sessions ago, right? But it's still only been a few hours because for some reason that's the way that these games run. So it is not it is too early to tell whether there's going to be any like severe lasting impact against her, other than the fact that she did lose, and therefore that doesn't look great for her. That she's not going to win a whole lot of glory for losing this particular fight.
Right. Okay. That makes sense. She's gonna be fine.
Yeah, I know. Did Juan try to kiss you before, or?
And this is when Alice returns.
And just doesn't answer the question.
She lifts a hand.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bleary-eyed, but
I imagine Juan explained she needs to leave. Vaughn needs to be protected.
she nods.
We'll leave you to it.
She nods again.
Troian starts kind of awkwardly
Yeah.
shuffling
I think if
away.
there's anything I want to ask Alice when I have a second here. There was... Emotions have been running high. And with that, I hope you take that as an answer to your question as well.
Oh, yeah.
As they start to head out of the park/mountain, off the mountain.
Just imagining all the childish things that she could be doing to your back, like
Crotch chop, yeah. What the hell, man?
I don't know. This was something that people used to do in
Yeah.
I don't know what that means though. For all I know, like I've just done something absolutely horrible.
Can you imagine? Oh man. Go through the video and.
All right. So, we don't know if we can trust Code 902. We just know he's an asshole. Juan is distraught. She's not sure if she can trust everyone at the Sept. Code 902 seems pretty sure that he can trust, or that we don't need to worry about Sky or Brandon Patel.
And those make sense.
It makes sense.
Dante,
Yeah? Yes?
your phone gives you a little buzz.
I throw it in the river. I look at it. Sorry, yeah.
Oh, are we at the river?
Oh, fuck! No, I don't know. I look at it.
It would appear that location sharing has been turned on.
Oh.
Or a contact.
Okay. Weird.
Peter
Uh-huh.
is sharing his location with you.
Hey.
Is he still, like, in NDG or thereabouts, then? Just out of curiosity. That's a curious thing.
He's outside your sister's.
God fucking damn it!
Where does he live?
Great question.
Westmount. Hampstead.
Hampstead. What does she do? Something fancy. I'll think about it. I should know this. I'll think about it.
She's a lawyer for social justice.
Yeah, no, nice. Yeah, like, I love that. I'm gonna write that down.
I know. I can't believe we briefly thought he'd been kidnapped by Project Twilight and we were going to go rescue him.
Maybe he was. Maybe he was brainwashed. We don't know.
Oh, God. It's possible.
So Dante's relatively excited to be like, oh, look who's showing us a sign of good faith. Fuck a duck! When he sees where it is.
A duck, huh?
Mm.
Quack.
Quack. Sorry, that's my sister's place.
Oh.
Unsurprising, perhaps.
Fantastic.
Just hope they're happy.
Don't even worry. You don't have to pretend.
He looked me in the face and said it's a sign of weakness to form emotional connections with people in this world. Then he turns around and goes to be at my sister's house. What am I supposed to think?
Feel sorry for him.
He wields too much power for me to feel sorry for him.
You have to trust your sister, too.
I do. Troian, it's the struggle I've always had with Downstream, and even now, is that place needs a theurge. People can perform shimonage, speak to Thinking Engine, interact with it, but when Drops the Mic was able to so quickly disrupt Thinking Engine's patterns, they need a theurge to defend against these things, to find ways forward with unusual method. And I don't want that person to be him.
Well, you know what? While Code 902 was their theurge, it was infiltrated by a Black Spiral Dancer, and Thinking Engine was almost completely destroyed. Who saved Thinking Engine in the end?
Apotheosis?
And?
Me.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah. Apotheosis, who this sept hates. And you, who think you're somehow a subpar theurge to him, you're not.
It's not that. It's that people keep asking me to pick sides, and I don't want there to be sides. I want to be able to serve downstream, but not have to be a part of it to the exclusion of everything else. You're my pack.
Mm-hmm.
And I include Macros spiritually. That statement. He is not here.
Politically speaking, just because you're still riding high on all them political...
All them successes, yeah.
Plenty of... being a member of a sept does not preclude your being a part of a pack. It also doesn't preclude you from associating with other septs. It's just the fact that these two septs clearly...
This is it.
But no, but that's honestly fair, because if that were to go away, then I think this would be less awkward.
And I think that's, that's what Troian is.
Yeah, that's just to make sure. This is mostly actually for the benefit of some people out there in the audience. It's not like you have to choose between your pack and your sept most of the time. Usually, often all members of a pack join a sept, but not always. But often also being a member of a sept means that you have agreed that, like, this is your home base, and every once in a while you'll put in some work for that particular cairn. But it's also not that you have to be there all the time. Or, like, for instance, Guy and Brandon are very rarely at the cairn, but they're still part of that sept.
Yeah, and they're doing work that benefits it, and so on. I mean, we assume. I actually don't know what they do.
In a moment of danger, they can be called upon to return. So, just to make it clear for the people out there, it's very specifically the fact that these two septs don't get along, that there's any kind of, like, friction between choosing sides. Normally it wouldn't be about necessarily choosing sides, except, of course, Guru don't get along very well because they're dumb.
Rage-filled, please. Passionate, thank you.
Dumb.
I'll allow it. I'll allow it.
You and I both know that this is just playing into the hands of whoever wants everyone to hate each other.
Sounds like there's more than one person like that out there.
Well, sure. But what I don't understand is, how are we supposed to find the traitor? If applicable. When we don't know who we can trust, and even if we've pinpointed someone, then they don't want to trust us.
We're getting more allies by the day.
Are we?
Yes, we are. I'm gonna say Sky. I'm gonna say Apotheosis. I'm gonna even say Juan, although I think that she knows what's important. That's key. You only need to call upon people once for it to make a difference.
Well, in this case, Weathered Storm called on downstream and they didn't answer.
And it made a difference.
It did.
I want to know something.
Shoot.
I want to know what love is.
Who said that?
I want you to show me.
Oh, all right.
Feel.
Oh my. The other day, Macros and I went to Weathered Storm and met with Goose. I told you this. Guy Boucher was there, speaking to Cleves the Lie, and he was pissed. Cleves, to be clear. He does spend a lot of time away from the cairn.
He likes to go to the casino.
Yeah. What does he do there, do you think?
Enacts his own form of vigilante justice.
Wait, I like him already.
Yeah, I did too. Now I don't know what to think.
I think that he's moving behind the scenes to do something, and that something is pissing off the traditionalist Cleaves the Lie. What it is, I don't know. Don't you find it strange that everyone at the Cairn of the Weathered Storm has refused to speak to people from downstream? That's starting to change a little bit now, here and there. But Guy spends all of his time just a stone's throw from the place. Isn't that weird?
And they all named him. Well, anyone who would talk to us, they all named him as being one of the loudest voices denouncing downstream. Well, he's a Black Fury, so that could be it. But obviously I don't want to think of him as a traitor, but...
He's also a new moon, and I just find it hard to believe that a new moon would reject something like downstream so completely. Maybe that's just my bias showing. I don't know. I think we have to talk to him. Because I want to know if he is messing around behind the scenes and doing something, whether or not he's in the wrong for doing so. He needs to know what he's doing. And I'm hoping that he's got enough loyalty left in him to understand what we're trying to do.
If he's loyal to the Cairn.
Part of the sect. And people seem to trust him. You seem to trust him.
I did.
Oh.
I have to include him in the possible traitors. It would be idiotic not to.
But he was happy to set you up here when you came here. Is that
Sure.
right?
But if I'm looking at it from the perspective of a black spiral dancer, you've got a emotionally wrecked Black Fury. Why not set her up in a city where she doesn't know anyone? Make her indebted to you. Keep her isolated if you can.
That didn't work.
It's a tactic.
Yeah, sure.
It would have been a good play. I'm trying to keep all the avenues open. Anyway, should we see if he's at the casino?
Yeah.
We have to get changed.
Dante looks down at his knuckles are kind of fucked up from fighting. He's probably still got a bit of a shiner. Maybe it's healed, I don't know. He's probably wearing a jean jacket. Sleeveless jean jacket. And he's like, what's wrong with this? No, I'm kidding. I understand. Let's go change it.
Shnew.
So the plan, John, is for Troian and Dante to... Oh my god, amazing. Well, this is dress-up music if I've ever heard it.
Right, what's she wearing?
So I no, I'm not going to play the Casino Night Zone from Sonic 2.
It works. I don't know what to tell you. The plan is to change it to something a little more appropriate and head to the Casino de Montreal. Dante is going to wear a dress shirt, something he doesn't wear very often, but I'm sure he has one in a closet somewhere.
Probably blue, right?
How dare you, sir?
Oh, I was going to do blue, so if you're doing blue, she won't do blue.
Just
unless they accidentally end up dressing almost identical.
That would be pretty fun.
No, dress shirt's probably blue. Dante, I would imagine that Dante would be the kind of guy who would like wear a vest if he had to dress up.
Oh, vest?
Not like a jacket.
Oh, like a good, like a nice one.
Yeah.
I like that idea. Right, I'll take it. Wolf fashion sim.
Bolo tie.
Hang on. Oh god.
Some people can pull off a bolo tie.
It's true. It's true. I feel like Dante wants to pull off that sort of like retro, like that cool retro fashion, you know, like the watch chain.
Ooh.
And like that. He wants to pull that off, but he can't. He doesn't have it, and he doesn't have that kind of. He's stylish, but he doesn't have that kind of head for it, you know.
Aragorn,
Oh,
who would wear denim underwear?
I mean, whatever you're into, and I'm not
Oh,
going to
Canadian.
shit, but my
Just get
Canadian.
swampy.
I know. Dante. I am.
Can
not...
you imagine seducing somebody? You take them home. You guide them up.
Mhm.
They say, "I'll slip into something more comfortable," and they'll go like, "Okay," and they sit down. They do the breath check, and there's a little bit of like making sure that everything's fine, and then they look up, and you're just standing there with your hands on your hips, legs spread slightly apart.
Mm-hmm.
And just this like chafed up monstrosity.
That's why a shower is always key. Always. And I guess there's nothing to be done about the chafing.
Oh, the semen prints. Oh my god.
I mean, I love it. Or are you posting your
Yeah.
outfit? Amazing. Head to the Discord. Liz will be posting her outfit. I
Alright.
will be doing so not now.
All right, so you take care of those things. You get dressed up.
Yes. And we to the and then we head to the Casino de Montreal, where I actually went not that long ago, so I actually remember. Like I actually was there quite recently, so I actually remember what the layout of the place and so on, which is kind of.
Why were you at the casino recently?
I was having fun with my friend.
I just didn't know that you went to the casino.
Yeah.
It sounds lovely.
Thanks. It was a brief visit. That's sad.
Like, brief as in you just
No,
As in he was
blew
wearing
through
denim
all
briefs.
your money, or
yeah. Oh, yeah. I was wearing my denim briefs. Yeah. No. Yes, exactly. The idea to prevent myself from obviously spending more money than I want to is to come in with a certain amount of money and be like, this is what I'm spending here, as opposed to maybe gonna win or whatever. Actually, I mean that's kind of hot. Like in my.
What is this?
It's what Dante's wearing to the casino.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Am I wrong? I don't know.
Booty shorts.
Oh, nice. You look great.
Thank you.
Anyway, that's what I'm gonna say about that. But yeah, like the floors of like there are many floors to the casino, 3 or 4, and then a restaurant. On the first floor, I think, is a large theater somewhere. I mean, it's a casino otherwise, but there's an awful lot of like escalators and levels. I just think it's important to note because I think that was cool. Anyway, that's where we're headed.
You head down towards downstream, which is also towards the casino. The casino it's actually a relatively modern building. It was built within the past 20 years, I think. Now I have to check.
It certainly looks like a lot of the other casinos in this province, which makes me think that they were all built at the same time, which is weird to think.
It was built in 1992. And then in 1993, it had its first major expansion. In 1997, it became a 24-hour establishment. In 2003, it became non-smoking. 2013 had a second major renovation. Now, however, it technically closes at 3 a.m., 5 a.m. on weekends because of the COVID-19 pandemic.
But it's not 3 a.m. yet.
And in 2021, the casino's fine dining L'Atelier de Joël Robuchon restaurant permanently closed.
Oh, that's sad.
But it's a pretty funky looking building. It's got some interesting architecture going on for it. It's honestly quite nice. I've never been.
I had never either, which is I think why I mentioned it in passing.
Did you like it there?
I thought it was actually pretty cool. Yeah, like again, the multiple levels of it, as opposed to just sort of one big establishment, was like surprising to me. It's sort of
What'd you play?
roulette.
That's what I have played in the 2 times I've been to the casino.
Right, but not that one. obviously.
No, that was on a ship.
Oh. Yes. We're hearing about that.
I think I still have the chip that I won
Oh, shit.
from it.
Chip.
We'll see if it's in here. However, you're headed towards the casino.
Hmm.
Or anything that you want to look out for in particular?
I mean, yeah, the goal is to...
Nope.
Aw, rip.
We could swing by downstream to make sure that it's not on fire. And once we get to,
Yeah.
like I mean literally drive by and
Okay.
knock it out. But then once we're in the casino, I think Troian's looking for Guy, because unless Dante seems to want to surveil him from a distance, Troian will just approach him and be like, "Hey,
He's trustworthy, right?
hey, this is my packmate, Dante.
Yeah.
He's a real whiz at the slots."
I don't think you should say that. Good. I'm glad we workshopped it first. Really think we should go there. You looking for that chip?
If it's anywhere,
Oh shit.
probably in here.
He's so slotty.
So much,
You know, Aragorn.
so much dice.
I mean, if you encounter someone wearing denim briefs, I don't know what to tell you. They're a slot.
Why do I have
There's so many dice!
so many?
Yeah, has Dante stopped at the door for his denim briefs, or?
Wow. They don't frisk you on the way in.
No, I mean the fact that that's all he's wearing.
I'm wearing pants.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
And a vest. And a vest.
Shorts and a vest.
Yay! And cowboys.
So you're driving past downstream.
Mm-hmm.
It's not on fire.
Excellent.
I assume that this means that you're not stopping in.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, we're on.
Yeah, I'm sure you would tell us if anything looked out of the ordinary
Would I?
from the outside. Yes?
If we're looking for things that look out of the ordinary, I hope you would be like, you don't see anything. Hee hee, got him.
It's not on fire. There is a dinosaur trampling the roof.
Doesn't look like there's anything wrong.
Okay, fair enough.
However, if you are looking for Guy, are you calling him or are you?
I mean, he refused to answer my text, so I think we're just walking around hoping to find him, right?
I mean, you could try.
Calling him?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, sorry, you should do what you want. I think we should. Like, I realize he left.
Remind people of the text that you sent him.
Remember.
It was something like
I think it was like, are you free to talk soon? And he said something like, what? So you can challenge me and fight me too, or something like that. And then she was like, oh, are you sulky about that? And then he didn't answer.
right, which, you know.
Gay.
Gee, where are you? Gee.
Then somebody runs up to you with like clarified butter.
I was about to say, yeah, here you are, sir. Oh no, I don't want. No, what do I do with this?
I don't have any pockets on these briefs.
What do I do with all this ghee? You can try texting me again or calling him again, or you can just try looking for him.
I mean, would Troian maybe know if he
there
has
you
a
go.
preferred hangout spot? Let's try the bars. There's one on each floor.
Perfect.
Come on!
He hangs around the casino. He doesn't necessarily hang out in the casino, but you can go in if you want to find him.
Oh. Okay, you know what? She's gonna call him.
Hello?
Hi. My packmate Dante and I are at the casino, and I was wondering if you were nearby.
Parking lot. Section 7F. No. It's okay. It's all right. Maybe they're coming to help you.
Oh, is he here? I tell what you're.
And then the phone hangs up.
All right, Troian, everything.
She relays their strange exchange.
You said he liked to administer his own specific brand of justice, didn't you?
I did say that. Thought it was more of a card shark thing.
We're headed to the parking lot, section 7F.
7F.
When you get down to the parking lot, down. Dante, roll me an intelligence technology.
Oh, hell yeah.
No,
Oh,
witsnology.
okay. Witsnology. Ooh, I almost rolled too many dice. 4 successes.
That's strange. So in a casino, if there's one thing about casinos that everybody should know, it's that everything is recorded. Everything. Even when you're counting chips, they'll have cameras above and below your hands in order to make sure that you're not doing anything. When you are cashing in chips at the end of the day, every single motion is seen, and dealers have to show their hands and their wrists clear so that it's very clear that there's nowhere where they can put chips when they're counting them. Make sure. It's also why a lot of dealers don't actually wear long cuffs. They wear short cuffs in order to make sure that there's nothing there. Except 7F. Seems like there are certain areas in here where the cameras have a dead zone. That's where Guy is right now. He's standing next to a man who is wearing a suit which looks impeccably tailored and out of material that is very breathable. And the reason why you know is because he is flop sweating through his suit. Well, there they are. Come. And he beckons forward. He's holding a deck of cards in one of his hands, and he's doing one-handed cuts to it as he's going by. A man who's standing there looks absolutely terrified. Please, you have to call the police. He's crazy.
Well, what's he doing?
I'm not crazy. You know I'm not crazy, right? Monsieur here has been doing arbitration recently. You see, he is CEO of a medium-sized technology division down in Saint Leonard. Up in Saint Leonard from here, yes, up. It's very, very unfortunate that all those harassment charges have been dropped, and that you will not be recompensing those who have been forced out of your company. The legal system here, it's a real shame. You could appeal to them. Maybe they care more about your pocketbook as opposed to theirs. A pocketbook which you seem to have no trouble lightening when you are here at the casino.
Oh, yes, by all means. Tell me your side of the story.
He's crazy. Just please. I've never met him before in my life. This is true. It is our first time.
He seems to know a lot about you. Is there anything that he said that you'd like to correct?
I'm following the letter of the law. That's all.
What do you mean?
If I needed to pay out, then they would have found for them. They wouldn't have found in our favor. So, by the law, I didn't do anything wrong.
You don't think sometimes the justice system rules in favor of those who don't necessarily deserve it?
I think it's important to trust the justice system.
I trust this justice system. And I motion over to Troian and Guy.
You know what? Let's make a deal. And he presents the deck of cards, and he flips it over and ruffles through it just to make sure that it's seen that it's a normal deck of cards. You enjoy gambling. We'll cut. If I cut the iCard, you die here and now. And he wails and his knees quiver. 50-50 though. Or if you cut the iCard, I will let you go. And will say that you will make your way in the world from now on. And the 25 people who have been wronged by you will have to find their justice some other way. He flicks the deck and he cuts up one card. Ooh. 10. I hope you find the face card. Hands him the deck. He looks at Troian very specifically for a second, and then spreads the cards out, and the guy looks to see if he can run. He is backed up against a pole, and there's nowhere for him to go, and he reaches out with a trembling hand, and he pulls a card, and he pulls a queen. I'm a man of my word. I will not hurt you. I will not avenge myself on the 25. 23. 2 of them are no longer with us. Health problems, you understand. It happens in manufacturing. So clearly you have nothing to fear from me. Go.
Troian stays still and watches the guy.
The guy.
Not the gi, the guy.
The guy pulls his jacket around. You're fucking crazy. And he says, "Can I have my phone back?" What phone? Fucking asshole.
You're right, he's terrible.
You people are part of the problem.
Oh, God.
And then he starts to walk away.
She follows him. I just can't take him anywhere. It's really hard for him to make friends.
Hey, come on. He said that you'd let me go.
Of course, I'm walking you to your car. I bet it's really nice. Please, we just want to avoid any further unpleasantness.
Okay. He walks towards a Cybertruck.
Oh no!
I just need to.
I mean, that is. You are gonna.
So I have exactly.
If you
right.
don't know what the. Okay, yeah. You're gonna really enjoy the image of this, Liz. Dante clocked the fact that cameras had been either rearranged or perhaps there was just happens to have been a dead zone down here. Have they moved into a zone where there are cameras? Okay.
Not yet. When he pulls out of his spot, he will.
Okay. I'm noting it for Troian's benefit.
Outside of his Cybertruck.
He
has to be very rich, Kung Fu Fenris, for him to be able to have a Cybertruck. You're not allowed to import them or sell or resell them, although at this point that went through the courts and it turns out that you can resell them, but for a while Tesla was trying to block people from being able to resell their Cybertrucks. The plates are not Montreal though.
Ooh.
Or Quebec.
What plates are they?
Florida.
Long way from home.
Be a dick. God damn. Okay, do I hear the click of maybe a door being unlocked because he has one of those proximity key things, so he doesn't even have to click a button, it's just him being near the car that unlocks it?
Sure.
Cool. Troian goes to open the driver's seat door for him.
You're fucking crazy too.
I know.
And as he sits down,
as soon as one leg goes into the car, she slams the door shut on his leg. And if it takes his junk with it, all the better. And she will continue to slam the door on him for the foreseeable future.
I mean, I hope he wasn't lying. That'd be pretty bad.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Sorry.
Called her a crazy bitch.
Oh yeah, that's yeah.
He called her a crazy bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Businesswoman?
You crazy businesswoman?
I mean, that is brutal. Just for the foreseeable future, you're just gonna keep doing it.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah. Nice.
because she wants to not just break him, but his car.
I understood.
So he starts to scream.
Cool.
And so it sounds more like "Ah, as the door continues to open and close as you shatter his femur and then his kneecap and then his tibia as he tries to manually with his hands wrench his leg back into the car until eventually he managed to get it in, although now the door is dented and won't close properly.
Would she be able to rip the door off the car, do you think?
Shift to Glabro and you probably could.
Yeah, she'll do that.
Nice.
Okay, she'll do that.
You know she has a thing with doors.
We do know she has a thing with doors.
Oh, can I have gained a rage for the earlier scene where we found out his crimes? And now I lose it immediately. Glabro.
It's just like, yeah.
Her new D name is God Opens a Window because she keeps closing doors on people.
Gaia opens a window.
Guy opens a window. I like it. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah, you tear the door off.
No.
He starts to scramble back over the emergency, like the console, actually, the emergency brake. And I don't actually know where it is on a Cybertruck. I don't know if I give a fuck.
I don't.
He starts trying to scramble into
She
the other
aims
side.
to grab the back of his collar and knock him out by slamming his head onto the dash.
Thunk. He's a human. You could kill him with your bare hands if you wanted to.
She really wants to. She's not going
I was
to.
gonna say, do you want?
She's not going to. And she will fold the door in half and cover his body with it. Shove it in. Cover
Like a
his
little
body.
tent.
Yeah. And then she will shift back and stride back to join her good buddies.
No, there's no manual transmission in a Cybertruck. There are no manual transmissions in electric vehicles. They don't have a clutch.
Yeah.
I was thinking of the emergency brake. If they would have a hand-operated one or whether it would be a foot-operated
Probably
one.
not, though. Yeah.
Probably not.
Probably just a button.
Likely.
Good to see a couple different brands of justice on display. Do we have to clean that up, Troian?
He's an asshole. Why would you clean him up?
Dante looks up again at the cameras and then tilts his head. Guess we don't have to, you're right.
Nobody parks down here. It's VIP only. And who do you think controls the list? I've made an arrangement. Someone will be along to collect them shortly. You alive?
But no.
Pity. Well, I made a promise, but I don't have to keep it. And he starts walking over towards the car.
Oh. What about the cut? It's calls out to him. He's not going to try to stop him, but, you know.
Casinos fuck people over all the time. And you just hear the dull cracking of a bone. Maybe several. Maybe a spinal column.
Hey, yoy.
So this is Dante, my packmate.
It's nice to meet you. I'd shake hands, but
Messy, eh? Yeah.
hold on. And then he fumbles around in the back of the truck, and then he pulls out a change of clothes. And he starts pulling out whatever. And then he pulls out a Kanye West white t-shirt. He just starts wiping his hands on it and then throws it back into the car. It's a shame. Burning this thing. I don't want to prove anything right. An ugly ass car.
It's fucking ugly. How long have you been tracking him?
3 weeks. Ever since I heard the result of the arbitration. I wasn't kidding. The 2 of them are already dead. I'm hoping that's the last.
I'd like to think you avenged them then.
As far as I can tell, no outward influence. Fuck, what did I just drop?
Oh,
I just dropped some.
racer maybe?
Yep.
The femur.
Yeah, I dropped a few.
Clunk, 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 clunk.
Oh man, I have no idea where that shit went.
Ah, right.
Alright, well, I'll look for it later.
Yeah. I can scrabble around later too.
Oh,
Scramble.
it's an eraser.
Clamber.
I'm not that worried.
Clamber.
Clamber. No outward worm influence, but we fight where it's important. The disease. He kicks the tire of the Cybertruck.
Some days it feels like a drop in a bucket.
I'm just one person. One drop in a bucket is all I need.
One person maybe, but you have a whole sept at your back, don't you, Guy?
The leading question. Can I
Yeah.
help you, my friend?
Yeah. We want to talk to you about the Cairn of the Weathered Storm.
What about? Starts pocketing loose change from the dash
Absolutely
of the
wild,
car.
incredible. Oh, Betty, I love it.
Petty cash.
Guy, your business is your business. But we have reason to believe that there's no good way to say it. Guy, I'm just gonna come out and do it then. We believe there's influence, worm influence, at Weathered Storm directly. Something or someone keeping focus away from the heart, away from the cairn, towards downstream, maybe? And he's clocking the reaction to the word, or to the idea of downstream.
Wits insight.
Okay. I should know that rule. Okay.
You know that Troian knows. He has a very good poker face.
We can try.
Was this a roll I'd be allowed to make too, or?
If you want to.
Right.
No, you can help him make his roll,
Okay.
or he can help you.
No,
Okay.
go for it.
Before you announce your result, who has the higher win sight pool?
For sure, Troian.
Then let her roll.
Look.
We're going to annul your roll.
Great,
and
thank you.
we'll let her roll instead. There's only so many times that I can let you double dip on these rolls.
Yeah, for sure.
That's super fair.
Not motives this time.
No, not motives.
Oh yeah, so you help.
Yeah, but
Yes.
it's a rage die.
Mm.
It's always a rage die when it's help.
It's always a rage die.
Unless you don't have any rage dice to offer, but
I suppose that's true, yeah. Okay.
3 successes. Not great.
His eyes go flat at the mention of downstream.
Jesus. There's an awful lot of history and an awful lot of politics at Weathered Storm. There's an awful lot of people trying to keep us out.
It's a sept. You're not a member of the sept. Why would they let you in?
Well, when the actions of that sept affect everyone on the island,
What do you need to know? Listen, I have great respect for your packmate. Even after what she did. Especially after what she did.
That definitely catches Dante off guard.
Tell me,
Say anything?
is Jennifer licking her wounds? Or has she even regained consciousness?
She's healing. It was a brutal fight.
She does not do things halfway.
No. How do you feel about the results?
Feel like there was a challenge, it was accepted, you won, she lost. You are now part of a very clique-y circle. I'm not certain whether it will help, but I'm not upset.
The three of us want to help.
Yes, I know. And believe me when I say, it's not because I don't believe you. All kinds of things are fucked up.
Do you think it's a fruitless endeavor? Do you think there's no point in trying to mend the bridge between Weathered Storm and Downstream? Do you think there's...
Is there interest from Downstream?
Yes.
At the moment, as far as I know, there are 2 at Downstream. Code 902 has not been seen. Any percent is persona non grata, which is not true, as you know. He's currently in Downstream, but
That's what he thinks.
and so there are 2. One of whom has fallen, killed by your hand, if I do not miss my guess. So, fallen from grace. It will only be a matter of time before somebody from Weathered Storm decides to make a serious challenge for it.
Jennifer Slade tried. She failed.
Does that mean that that will be the only challenge? We do not believe in Apotheosis's ability to hold a cairn. And we must take any action in order to protect them.
Well, that's something I didn't know. I didn't know that you specifically didn't have faith in her abilities as a leader.
I don't have faith in her abilities, period. I understand that you might be friends with her, and I do not wish to speak ill of those who are not there. She is selfish. She decided to leave us and take a different cairn in a moment where we were at our weakness. So no. I do not believe that she has the power to maintain a cairn, especially when she only has one other who she can rely on.
I believe when this fog of amnesia is lifted, people's opinions will shift.
It is possible.
Mhm.
I'm not saying it isn't. I am trying not to hold hatred in my heart. I'm only a man.
If someone new comes to Weathered Storm, someone like Juan, and they ask about other cairns in the city,
I have no reason to lie.
what have you been telling them about Downstream?
There have not been that many new Guru.
And yet people like Juan, who have no interaction with Downstream whatsoever, hate them. She wasn't even there.
Hatred is inherited.
Inherited by teachers, by mentors, by parents.
Yes. Did you inherit a hatred of Downstream from me?
No, but I wasn't a member of your sept.
But you can see that when I am asked about this city, I helped you find a place.
And I'll always be grateful for that.
But I did not tell you to not go towards Downstream or Weathered Storm.
No, you let me make my own decision, which
That's
I
right.
appreciate.
You seem to have a perspective that's somewhat outside of your sept. That's not a judgment. I just hope you'll understand what I mean.
I don't believe you're correct.
That's how it looks to me.
I am rational about my feelings and emotions, but I share them. We were wronged. I hold no love for Apotheosis.
Is there anything that she can do, ever, that would make you consider seeing her as an ally again?
If I found out why.
Why she left?
She did not leave. Dawn left. And if I knew why, and if there was a very good reason, I might.
She reached out to talk to you. Would you accept?
I'm not in the habit of turning down conversations.
That's good to hear.
I only know of 2 people who would kill her on sight.
Slade.
Cleaves the lie.
He is a Philodox. And he is the one who engineered this fiction that allows her to live. No.
Who?
Sight of 7. But I wouldn't be able to tell you why. I have no idea.
But you have a sense.
I've heard it from her mouth. Although, I don't know if she'd steal somebody's slave to do it.
Word travels fast.
She's looking at the punishment right for that.
It's a pretty fucked up thing to do.
To steal another's clave? Yes.
It's hard to know what's going on inside Quiet Hand's head. Maybe she thought... She didn't know she was being tricked into winning Apotheosis a challenge. Maybe she thought it was her one opportunity to seize control, to deal with it.
Sure.
What I think I want to know from you, because I want to trust you in this. Excuse me. What I want to know is if there is someone close to the sept, perhaps even a member, who wishes to harm Goose, Karen. How would you know? That's why I want you to be a little apart, so that you can see what's happening.
I am apart. I'm here, aren't I?
Exactly.
I'm not there. I don't spend all my time.
Can you see them clearly?
Don't know. As I said, I'm only a man.
Someone once told me you were more than that.
Maybe you are. I enjoy finding evil people and destroying them. I enjoy my drops in the bucket.
We're seeking corruption, the Cairn of the Weathered Storm.
You believe that there's still others. Damn. I wish you had not told me. Because I am loyal to my Cairn and my sept. And you're telling me that you are attempting to find somebody who is not? I am not sure I believe you. Or believe it. You may be convinced. But that does mean that now you and I... friendship becomes more difficult.
You said you're rational about your feelings.
Yes.
was afraid of that.
I am.
I think the rational part of you can understand that it is possible.
And if I told you that Macros was working against you, that the Bone Gnars are going to side with Downstream, that they are trying to manipulate you into taking away this cairn, would you believe me?
I wouldn't.
You see where we stand.
Yeah.
The difference is I have no reason to believe, none at all, that Macros is doing such a thing. It is true that there are no Bone Gnars at the Cairn of the Withered Storm. Not anymore.
Not yet.
There were. They died.
Does this have anything to do with the attack? The one that no one can remember?
I know that there were Bone Gnars before the attack. No, there were no Bone Gnars after the attack. I do not know how we lost them, but they are dead.
Just Bone Gnars or anyone else?
One Glasswalker died.
Are you talking about Dawn?
Yes.
Okay.
Good to check.
The last time we were like, oh my god, someone died? It's like,
We're like, well, you haven't died.
Preempt the question just because I don't want there to be.
I'm going to need to see the
tinfoil
corpses.
hat.
Yeah.
Yes, we found the bodies.
Okay, great.
Where are they?
No.
Okay,
Hey,
Can I dig
whoa.
them up? No, I didn't say that out loud.
Look in the trunk.
Oh,
Oh my god, he's so good.
it's a new
Gene
car.
Parmesan. Oh.
Oh.
Oh,
I think
might
it's
be
really,
dead.
I think it's really dead. It got one last one on stream, John.
It's so sad.
Oh, sorry, man.
There's no more what the fucks.
What the fuck?
I guess I could try to open it and to replace the battery, but
Try.
How many?
two.
And was there any clue at all as to how they might have died?
Silver. Okay, so a moment here. Silver is a weakness for werewolves. As you know, it causes aggravated damage. Unfortunately, this doesn't narrow down to only Garou, because humans, if they think they're dealing with werewolves, might use silver, either because of folklore or because they know that it's a weakness that werewolves have. What it might, and again, only might, preclude is that it might not be a straight up spiritual influence.
Okay.
Because of the
They wouldn't use-
effect
they
silver
wouldn't use
has
silver.
on it. Right, okay, there you go.
Well, I'm kind of sad about this now.
Man. The end of an era.
Yeah.
Why Bone Gnars?
To sow discord. Bone Gnars and Glasswalkers.
But the Glasswalker wasn't supposed to die. Bone Gnars were.
Maybe the Glasswalker was tempted away by the promise of something in the future. The price of progress? I don't know. I do know that those two tribes are known for their... I don't want to use the word progressive. Out of character, I don't want to use the word progressive because that sounds bad. You know what I mean?
Non-traditional thinking?
Sure, we could...
So
Yeah, you know what I mean, right?
here's another thing. Back in earlier editions of Werewolf, Bone Gnars and Glasswalkers were known as Ura, tainted,
Yeah.
because they spent time in cities more than they spent time in wilderness. It's no longer the case in W5, and in fact, it's one of the changes that I kind of like, because a lot of interesting stories happen where humans live, and it seems a little weird that you're like, well, I guess I have to play one of these two tribes, otherwise that's seen as like weird. However, Glasswalkers are more tied to the Weaver than other tribes, and they believe in things like technology, whereas other tribes are like, but that's not of the wild, that's of the Weaver, and the Weaver's kind of not necessarily our ally, so this isn't, what are you doing? And Bone Gnars are, they're changed. It used to be the Bone Gnars have been like looked down upon very much as like you're like the dregs of Garou society, and that's no longer the case. But they are known to operate in things like underworlds, street level. They'll get dirty trying to figure out what needs to happen, and other tribes might be a little hesitant to be like, well, how do you trust criminals? How do you trust, undesirables, if you're being really snooty about it, kind of thing.
Okay. Point is that there's already a little bit of a distinction, maybe. Maybe someone wanted to exacerbate it. So discord, drive a wedge between them. And maybe this attack was the way to do that. Or part of it.
It's possible.
Yeah, I understand why you can't just take us at our word. We haven't offered you any proof because, to be completely honest, we don't have the smoking gun.
Do you vouch for this?
Yes.
With all your heart?
I strongly believe that it is in somebody's best interest to see that these two septs, these two cans, are never reconciled. And I have to believe that this individual is not working for Gaia. Can I say it as a guarantee? No. But I genuinely hope it's one person working against many. Because that's going to be a lot easier to fix.
He looks back at the Cybertruck.
One drop in the bucket.
They're drops that win wars. Very well. I do not agree with you, but I will believe that you are worried about this. And I will think about it.
That's appreciated.
Jennifer and Anna, both. Their hatred is pure. I do not know whether it is put on in order to drive wedges. But they definitely want to see her dead. Just in a manner that will not get them ostracized from the rest of the Sept. Remember, if we had wanted to kill Dawn, we could have. Instead, we did, but allowed someone else to take her place. They will not look kindly on others deciding to finish the job. Dante?
What did you tell Cleves the lie? The other night, Macris and I came. We saw you there. Call it a show of good faith.
You didn't pay to see those cards. I would suggest that you not be here within the next 30 minutes. And that's when this is going to get taken care of. Don't try the fish. It is not fresh tonight.
I don't make a habit of losing my money here either.
Tofu scramble's not bad.
Shall we?
Thanks, Kate. And yep. I mean, Dante's gonna turn, but you guys can
She
have a moment
nods
if you
to
want
him
to.
as well. But then, yeah. We'll head with Dante towards the car.
Okay.
What do you make of him? Once we're well out of earshot.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No.
I think he's an absolute. Oh my god. I mean, he certainly gets shit done. Do you remember what Dew said about having irons in the fire? That Weathered Storm was doing things beyond the scope of the mountain. He is living that.
Yes.
But I still think it's a symptom of someone forcing their gaze away from within.
Well, I'm glad you didn't tell him that. He would have kicked your ass.
Maybe he'd be right too. I am throwing some wild accusations around.
We have to be careful how many people we tell about the traitor. It's possible we've just told the traitor themselves that we're looking for them.
Yeah, I know.
Well, that's a tactic. It's an idea. See if anybody changes their patterns.
I have to assume if there's someone hiding that big of a secret, they're pretty good at it. They'll know that we're poking around.
What he said about Hannah was interesting. And it was Cleves the Lie's idea to kill Dawn rather than kill Dawn, if you know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
And that's very interesting because that ties back to what, dare I speak his name, Code 902 was saying.
Keeping someone alive for your benefit, perhaps.
Right.
Except. Oh. Making sure to set up an enemy. Making sure to create your own enemy. And then forcing people to hate her. We need to know what she did. We need to know what happened that night.
How are we supposed to do that?
Whatever Alice is up to.
Your phone beeps again, Dante.
Yeah. Whatever Alice is up to, we need to see if we can make that process go faster. And, Troian, we need to talk to Hannah. And honestly, she gives me the creeps. I'm looking at my phone.
It's a text message from Trace.
Trace? Okay. What does it say? Sorry. Okay, cool.
It reads, "Dude, it looks like someone's getting swatted around here."
What's this text? Fuck. Oh, I text back, how close? And I wait breathlessly for an answer. Is there one in the next couple seconds? My finger's hovering over the call button. If it doesn't respond, I'm gonna hit call. I'm gonna call him.
Looks like somebody in next door, maybe. Or even this one.
Just type back WTF.
There's a picture that comes in.
Yeah.
The uniform you recognize. It's taken outside of a window. It looks like a couple of vans are setting up on the street outside.
Can I check something while this photo is being sent to me?
I mean, you can do whatever you want. It's a photo. It's sent to you.
Yeah, great. Okay.
It's done.
Where's code 902? Where's his location?
Strange. Location is no longer being shared with you. And I think we'll end the session there.
No. Woo!
How are you interpreting that? That he's having sex with your sister and turned off his location share?
I mean, that's
Or that
how I want to interpret. Well, no. No, I want to interpret it as he led them to Trace as a trap for us or some shit. I don't know. I'm not sure. That he's with Twilight somehow. That's what I want to. That's how I want to interpret it. However, yes, I also, if I was like, "Hey, you up?" I wouldn't also then be like, "Location is now." You know what I mean?
Well, he shared his location with you once. He didn't share to you for.
Oh, I thought it was a okay. Oh, right, no, because it was turned off. Yes, understood. Cheers, Bluey.
Now the question is,
Uh-oh.
scorched earth, boom, or end of the line?
Oh, a traffic accident. My personal favorite.
Hong Kong.
No. Scorched earth, boom, or end of line. Well, hot damn.
Liz, what did you learn today?
I learned that Hannah York might be more implicated in this than, like, beyond Goose and her having that beef. The fact that she would kill Dawn/Apotheosis on sight, that's huge. And I know we've only met her once.
Yeah.
But there's something up.
She was eating something weird. I think she ate mustard or some shit.
Yeah.
But not that mustard.
That's
is
not
weird.
a reason.
Sorry, no.
That
She
doesn't
was
make
doing
you a
something
murderer
weird.
automatically.
No, ghost cancel. Oh. Thank you, Kat. And I learned that Peter, aka Code 902, believes that to be a good theurge, you have to detach yourself from this world. I'm paraphrasing.
Liz, do you want to call out somebody's play today?
I just think that the way you have Dante dealing with Peter is great. Like, I think the things that piss him off about Peter make absolute sense. They're totally supported. But then you pick and choose the moments where you hold back, because otherwise we wouldn't be able to move forward with the story.
Well, he wouldn't be able to move forward with his life. I think there's a difference. I'm kidding. Yeah, as if I could. Anyway, whatever. I sometimes feel like the kid on the playground who's like, "Come on, hold me back, guys, hold me back," you know. I want to.
Please, Sensei, let me unlock my full power just this once.
I am going to call out Liz as Troian for deciding not to kill a guy who definitely deserved some justice, but your own brand of street justice is pretty fucked up. Some Wilson Fisk shit, actually, is how I'm going to phrase that.
We've never seen her Black Fury.
I love it. It's just you know, it's the more brutal side of the game, and I really like to see it. I just,
Yeah.
made me also kind of go, I don't think Dante would do that. Huh. It made me sort of, I called back to my own character as well, like, and it was nice to have that moment. So thanks.
Hey, thank you. Code 902. I know Gil's mentioned it, but honestly, no. I'm going to say Code 902 and Guy Boucher.
I loved seeing Guy in his element.
Yeah.
I really did. I assume this is...
They're two super, like, layered, nuanced characters. And the more we talk to them, the more we learn about them. They're not painted with, like, just a general brush, you know? General brush?
General wash.
General wash.
I might play when we play Major Problems.
Ooh.
General wash seems pretty good.
Oh, was there a poll?
We're having poll problems. Polbrums.
Twitch is being a brat? Not surprised.
Nah, me neither. But yay! Because honestly, yeah, great session. I'm always happy to meet people. I'm also, I'm realizing that we're running up against not necessarily walls. I think we're making progress into this, but it is tough to uncover someone who doesn't want to be found, right? And obviously that's not supposed to be easy.
And because there's this amnesia element to it, we can't even do like a gotcha. You know something you shouldn't. Like it's very challenging, in a very compelling way. But yeah, I think we're just kind of like, okay, we'll keep talking to people and we'll tell them just enough to see how they react.
Yeah. I think there's lots of angles, and I feel like we're gonna keep trying them. Yeah, it's good.
Indeed.
Well, poll should be up. Yeah, there it is. What is behind the Weathered Storm event? Cleaves, Hana, a dancer, Project Twilight, Spirit Deal penalty.
Oh.
So that vote is up if you want to take part in it. First and foremost, some of you are going to be happy about this. Some of you are definitely not, and we understand. But for the next little bit, this is the last session that will be run at this time. We are returning to our original time of Sundays at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Why are we doing this? Because if we don't, Kate can't play. And
we want to
play with Kate. However, we are hoping to have rewatches throughout the week so that people can follow along with us, chat with us while we go over an episode on our Discord. So it's best to make sure that you are on that Discord so you can find out when those happen. We'll make sure to make events for those so that you'll be able to see it. But that will be for the next bit until like partway through April, is what we figured, I believe.
I think it was 8. Is it 8 weeks?
It is, yeah.
So it is unfortunate. We understand that some people aren't going to be able to make it as a result. We're not thrilled about that, but we understand.
Yeah.
We also understand that for some people, this might make it a lot easier for you to show up, in which case, yay! But it is unfortunately necessary real life, as in many cases when it comes to gaming, it comes first. We're not about to start not doing our jobs. So instead, we will be using this as a compromise. We would love for you to continue watching, especially if you're watching with us on Discord, but catching up. We want to have you around. We like you.
Aww.
Speaking of having you around, what's going on this week, Scott?
I normally stream on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern and also again on Saturdays in the late morning. Neither of those time slots work for me this week. So I do have a couple games on the go for Method Madness, and I would love to continue them. I'm going to find some new times, and of course, the best place to... Well, hopefully I'm going to find some new times. The best place to find out what I decide on is the Discord. If it's a streamless week for me, then it is what it is. But I hope it's not. But so, no stream Tuesday night.
What about Friday?
Friday, however, we are continuing Starfield.
Yeah!
So you'll be seeing that at least.
Uppercut.
The Saturday conflict continues for Drew Crew, unfortunately. However, we are trying to find an alternate time slot for Drew Crew on these weeks where we're unavailable on the Saturdays. So maybe Sunday during the day.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Montreal by Moonlight.
Exactly.
Which could be cool. So, of course, stay tuned. And again, when we say, go on the Discord, yes, we're talking about it. Yes, we're posting about it. Specifically, there are events that we schedule on Discord.
Mm-hmm.
That and if I'm not mistaken, those will sync to your time zone. I mean, they should, right? So definitely check those out.
Kate, what's happening on
Oh.
I forgot again.
most people believe that Project Twilight.
Ooh.
But 2 people believe Hana and or a dancer.
I'll also really quickly say that if you can't tune in live and you're watching the VOD on YouTube, please make sure you're subscribed to us on YouTube. Make sure you like the video and leave a comment if you feel so inclined, because that really helps our discoverability on YouTube, which a few people have found us through. And so shout out to the YouTube VODers.
I also get such a thrill out of seeing people's comments being
Yeah.
like, "Oh my god, the roasts," or whatever,
Exactly.
or like, "I hate
It's
those
so
pies
great.
too," or whatever it was. You know, pie sounded really good, actually, to be honest.
Yeah, it did.
So we'll remind you that this coming Sunday, it will be 4 hours later than usual. It'll be at 6 p.m. Eastern in order to make sure that Kate can play with us. But otherwise, we will keep you posted about any and all things coming up. Until then, Erwin, Kung Fu Fenris, you're both awesome. We love you. We love everybody, honestly.
Yeah, awesome.
But I am looking forward to seeing all of you next week when we can.
Mm-hmm.
For now, I'm looking forward to dinner.
Oh yeah.
I'm also looking forward to heading this way. See you next time.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.